Diddy and Donald Trump and lost interviews, some lost footage. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff that y'all probably already seen. Most of it y'all haven't seen. Most of it, I always got a trick up my sleeve, and we like going down a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, let me let y'all know something today. My aim today is like we want to celebrate Tupac. We want to celebrate some of the artists that was doing great things back in the days. You know what I mean? We want to put some respect on their name. And we also want to see if they was dropping clues for us and stuff because we honestly know that they was. This is just flat out. So we're gonna see how we're gonna celebrate Tupac on the one hand, and then we're gonna try to figure out how he go from a soft spoken, you know what I mean, like humble actor to a whole gangster. How did Tupac go from that? Then we look at an old interview with Trump and Diddy. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell that was about. You know what I mean? And what did he say? But about son when after he got shot? Because Pac got shot. Pac, y'all remember that whole vibe interview and stuff like that? I got some footage though. It hit different when you actually listen to what they saying as opposed to looking at what they writing in the magazine. Let's keep it real. Back in the days, we didn't have the internet, so we had to wait for those vibe interviews to come out and stuff like that. We got some rare footage of Pac recording Napoleon from the Outlaws. Man, we gonna talk about what happened to Craig Mack. We going all over the board today, man. All right. For now, double tap the screen, share the video. Let's get to the task force. Let's be honest with y'all. There's one of these videos that y'all gonna be mad about. Y'all gonna be mad. Tupac fans, you're gonna be mad at me today. But trust me, man. We're gonna celebrate Tupac, but we're gonna call it all out today, all right? Bad boy, what you gonna do when Mac come for you? What you gonna do when I come for you? Because I'm the receipt keeper and I see the future. You know what I'm saying? Now let's get through this real quick. Let's go. I'm gonna show y'all this quick video. It's 2 minutes. It's a Trump and Diddy. Back in the days, it's weird. The exchange is just crazy weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with it, but I just don't. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all get out of this.
Puff Daddy, I'm an entertainer. I entertain people no matter what time of day, whether you like it or not. I go all day, all night.
I will tell you that you do fantastically well.
Yes.
Just tremendous. You really, it takes a tough guy. Hey, it takes the brains and it takes the this.
Yeah.
But it also takes a toughness.
Yeah, I go to bed like 4 o'clock.
Well, I really like you. And I would tell you if I didn't. And by the way, I think at a certain point, everyone will.
Beautiful. We all human beings. And a few people were saying I was this violent character. Just because I was breaking people's jaws and arms. And look at me. I'm like, I'm just a passionate young man, and I made a mistake.
Well, everybody's going to get in trouble. It's a question of how do you get out of trouble? Mm-hmm. And I did it by working smart. More importantly than anything else is by using my own brain. I've done things, but I'm not in any trouble, and I'm doing well, and I'm making money.
Well, you're making the same mistakes that I am. You may just be able to hide yours a little bit better.
Perhaps not. I don't know. I don't know. See, one of the...
Mos Def, we going your hiney today, Mos Def. Mos Def, Umi didn't tell you to put this old woman outfit on Mos Def. What old lady closet did you rob, Mos Def?
The problems with politics and politicians is that you really can't have done very much wrong, and that means you can't have done very much.
Yeah.
Which is why I have no intention of running for president, and I wouldn't have an intention of running for president.
This was years ago, y'all.
And that's a shame, because that's not the way life should work, I feel.
Well, that's
why he changed his mind.
What people can't understand.
Yeah.
We can't be judged by man. God runs this world,
Right. Well, he's done a fantastic job, at least as far as my stuff is concerned. I've done great for the casino business. All three of...
Anyway, what y'all think about that? That's some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, Tupac Shakur. This is called The Lost Interview. Speaks on Diddy in the Vibe magazine. We will get right past this because I got some crazy shit to show y'all today. Oh, man, I'm going to have y'all Tupac fans mad. But at the end of this video, y'all gonna love him again. You might be mad for a little while. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm going down a rabbit hole today. Now I hate when people start questioning me and say, "Well, you doctored that up," and y'all know I don't like that. I don't like that when y'all say that I did some fake shit like this. So I'm gonna show y'all, and I'm not even gonna talk this time. I'm gonna just let y'all go off in the chat right after this. Double tap the screen, get the lights up. Salute to everybody that's in the building. I see Ming there. Nikki, thank you for pulling up early, you know what I'm saying, and spreading the channel. Sharonda, Tizzle Tate, Peace Queen, Aaron, all the ladies that's in the building, DMW Shots, Lansky, y'all already know, DB.
So, do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. I wouldn't say things that I knew.
This version of Tupac, I want y'all not. We know that he's not gonna say much about the case itself, but watch his demeanor.
You know what I mean?
He's asked about Puff. Do you think shit?
4 issues later, half of New York is commenting on me getting shot, and before they was all like, "We didn't see nothing."
Sound different when it's coming from his mouth as opposed to looking at what they was writing in them fucking magazines back then. Because we had to wait for the next issue to figure out. We didn't have accessibility to these niggas. But they see these lost interviews and you start putting these pieces together. You're like, damn, man, this shit was nastier than what I thought. Now, we're not talking about Meek Mill nasty or early Pac. Now, speaking about early Pac, right? Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. I'm not even going to talk this time, man. Y'all know I love talking. That's why I started YouTube, because I just love running my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Just talking, you know what I mean? I was one of the niggas in the cell block that they was like, yo, can you just, you think, you know what I'm saying, like you could shut it down early tonight? Man, eat a dick. Now look at Tupac. I'm not going to play what he's saying. I'm going to just let y'all. This was young Pac, y'all. This was young Pac. How did we take and rest in peace to the legend, but how do we take an innocent kid like this and turn him into that other version? He explains exactly why he turned into that. But hold on.
How are you most unlike her?
I'm most unlike my mother because that's a crazy question. Well, since my mother went,
y'all gotta see the comments on this video, especially the new ones.
Went through the 60s and everything. She's more of a let me think about this first, then do it, because I know about how that happens. And I'm more like if you get me hyped, I'm a dangerous
Todd and all the new subscribers. We got about 5,000 subscribers this month.
weapon. If I'm hyper, I mean, even for not like violent, but if I'm hyper to run basketball and I have to go to work, I'll be there late. If I'm hyper,
DBM, what's up with your boy?
To do something, I can't concentrate. And my mother can really concentrate. And like in school, as much as I talk about needing education and everything, I goof in school every year.
Pac was a young motherfucker that had a lot on his mind. He had some plans, but we do see something else in this video too. I want y'all to play.
And it's like 17 is such a weird age. It's such a in the middle age. You're not 18 yet, and you're older than 16. So. But I like it. It's nice. It's like a learning stage for me.
17 in this interview, y'all. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, man. I see y'all disrespecting the show. You got to hit the like button. Let's get the likes to 100 early. Double tap the screen. We'll go to the top right, hit the 3 dots.
Do you wish you could be 18 and when you get some more rights?
Well, 18 will bring lots of responsibilities that I don't want, but it'll bring respect that I feel like that's the only way I can get it. You know, I try to be as mature as I can be and demand it wherever I can get it. But 18 is like, you're an adult. You like today when I had to sign the release form, I felt so bad because I couldn't sign it myself. I had to go and get my mother's. And
mind you, we don't want to focus too much attention on that picture because Pac was an actor. And this is the part that y'all don't understand. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get to it.
All right. But 18 it's just society's way of saying that you're ready. But 17, like, I think I'm ready now, as ready as I'm going to be in this world. But so it's okay. I guess 17 is all right.
Do you think that you should be given more responsibilities or that you have much more value than adults place on you because of your age?
Well, the way that my mother brought me up is no lies, no, total truth. Everything is real in society. Everything. If something's going on wrong in the house, I know.
The hand gestures for me, you know what I'm saying? It's like the way the hands is just, you know what I'm saying? And I understand he was expressive, man. He was just too much of this right here, like, you know what I mean? Like around
Everything. So it was like I was given the responsibility before I wanted it. And so now I can't really differentiate what great responsibility is because I've had it for so long. So she taught me how to be ready for it. And so that's good. And I think it's good because I know that, and it's taught me that when you get out there, the responsibility is staggering. And I'm ready. I'm going to be a little loud music loving, girl chasing, car wanting, not caring about the world, cokeheads, drinking coke and smoking and being drug addicts. And I mean, in some ways we are. I mean, I chase girls and want the car and loud music, but
let me just tell you something. With the comments, comments was wilding, man. There was a lot of good comments, but there was also a lot of oh, he's so cute. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of this. We got Zesty, Tupac before GTA 6. The Gator siren is going off loudly. That's what they said in the comments. This is back-to-back comments, man. Back-to-back. Tupac era gay, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. They just trolling in the comments. But look, we understand because we're older and we're more mature. We know that this is just 17-year-old Pac being expressive, right?
You to be scared to watch a child grow up. And
I actually admire that part of Tupac. Let's get into the nigga shit though. You know what I'm saying? That's the Tupac that we never saw. You want to know why? Because he said that Tupac that y'all got, that we got, was manufactured. They made him up like a boy band. You understand me? He figured that I'll get more respect and more recognition, and people will, they'll get the fuck out the way if I'm on some thug shit. But then he started having a problem with that because now everybody's treating him like how the articles are saying. So he had to go on a press run to show him that I'm different. That's why he started One Nation. All right? And that's when he got killed. He got killed after he started One Nation. I'm going to show you why.
And when I say this word, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. Everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. If you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, push, step, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, I feel like instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's there, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, we've been slighted and we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. For us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels and they paid and everything and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, everybody need a little help on their way to being, self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about the album, about the Special Olympics. Everybody need a little something and they to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? If this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then he need to help them. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. And it need to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punished, when God punishes you, because I feel like, it's too much money here. Nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not ideal.
Tupac was talking some shit.
That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson should have $1 million, $1 billion. And then
that's why we get confused. Yeah.
There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers.
How the fuck did Eazy-E die a couple days after he got diagnosed with that shit? You know what I'm saying? Tupac was talking some shit. But look, something real disturbing to me with the whole Bad Boy catalog. One of the most disturbing things for me, right? And we're gonna get back into this Tupac shit, right? But one of the most disturbing things for me was Craig Mack. You want to know why? Because Craig Mack, there was a dude, there was a pastor, like not a pastor, but they labeled him as a cult leader, a sex cult, right? Craig Mack ended up down there. But look, this is what, before he goes down there, check this interview out real quick. I know some of y'all seen this. Rest in peace to Craig Mack, Bad Boy artist.
I got with somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say their names. I'm just going to say somebody that.
Video, he was talking about how he was going to kill Puff.
Wanted to do another album with me. So I said, cool. I gave him my price. And the price was, to me, was low. You know, and it was supposed to give me the money. And I go in the studio and I start banging out. So he came to me and was like, yo, I can only cut you a third of the money I'm supposed to give you. I said, you know what, man? I want to do these songs. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do this and that, the third, let's do it. You give me the money as we go. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a third again. I'll take a third again when we finish the actual recording of the album. Nothing happened.
He dogged Craig Mack. Because honestly, Craig Mack coming out the door, out the Bad Boy door, Craig Mack was the one first. Boom, boom.
No money. So I stopped recording. I said, I'm not going to be an idiot and sit here and do all this stuff for everybody, and I'm not going to see anything from it. You know, next thing I know, money come, with this bullish mafia mentality with him and his goons and all that stuff like that. Talking about, yo, you owe us an album. And I'm like, excuse my French, but I don't owe you shit. You owe me money. You know what I'm saying? So if you can come up with the rest of this dough, then we can come up with the rest of the album. No dough, no records. That's it. I don't think you know what you mean.
Mack was running with some hitters from Queens, and Puffy couldn't push him around like that.
When you're saying that, man, you know what I'm saying? You know what type of dude I am. You know what kind of muscle I got. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you need to be in the studio. So I said, all right, meet me up there at 7 o'clock. And I went and got one of my gunmen. My man, I'm not going to mention his name either. He came with me up there. Okay? And they saw him.
Yeah, that nigga Mos Def called himself a Muslim and shit. You know what I'm saying? Call itself Yasin Bey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to this Craig Mack shit, right? But he out here called himself Yasin Bey like he a Muslim with them fucking spaceship boots on. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he got some hot pink something on up under that ensemble. Yeah, Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def. This is what he turned out to be.
And they felt back because they was gonna do something to me, but they didn't. So we talked about it. Came to definite. Look, no cash, no record. I'm not going to be sitting here going in the studio all night, every night, busting my ass, and I ain't seeing nothing from it. And you're making me feel like even if you did have the rest of that cash, us taking it to the next level is going to be a problem.
You're going to rob him again.
Because there's going to be money problems. I can see it already.
Yo, he robbed the whole hit makers, bro. All of those beats that was being made, that was Derek Angeletti. You know what I'm saying? It was a hitman. You feel me? Mario Winans and all them niggas. The niggas was making the fucking beats, and Puffy was taking all the money for the beat.
So
he was giving them $1,500, $500 a massage, and walking off with all they whole catalog.
I caught a couple of threats, a couple of passers-by in the street and everything else. I caught a couple of threats, and I was.
That is to sell off your publisher. That means if you do a song today, right? Let's just say your song is called "Flavor in Your Ear." You don't know Flavor in Your Ear is going to make $1 million, right? Puffy knows it's going to make $1 million. So he buys your publisher for $15,000, $30,000, you know what I mean? And in the future, you don't own the song. You wrote the song, you thought of the song, you did everything for the song. Only thing this nigga did was put it on his record label and robbed you forever.
Sitting there.
And then make you recoup that money until you pay back, and then you eat after that. That's like me I'm selling your work, right? I'm collecting your work. I got your work. I ain't selling shit. I'm giving it to you, or I'm giving you your own music on consignment. You know what I mean? And then years later, I got to kiss your ass to get out of the contract. Like who? Mace.
I'm going to pick up my sister from work. And I'm in her car. I'm driving her car to go pick her from work. I just was sitting in the chair and I was like, God, I'm so tired of everything that's going on. I was in my sister. I called my sister because we've known each other for so long. You know what I'm saying? It's like brother and sister, you know. But I was in my sister's car and I had a gun in my lap.
He was going to off Diddy. You know what happened to Craig Mack instead? Craig Mack ended up getting lost in the motherfucking sex code. Look at this shit. They had him with his head down in church looking crazy, man. God bless the fucking Craig Mack ends up in South Carolina in this shit.
You heard me right at the end. I put it on a little more clear. But I did ask him to do it a cappella.
Amen.
That means with no music.
Amen.
And then I said, now, be more deliberate with your words. Oh, I understood his words, but you know.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Rest in peace, motherfucking Craig Mack. Rest in peace to Craig Mack, right? Before I let y'all look at that disturbing video, let me show you who the dude is first. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can get this real. Okay, this is who the dude is right here. This freak ass nigga got caught up with Craig Mack. Now, Craig Mack is in his grave, dead. They said it's from the HIV, from the Buggy Fresh.
Weeks ago, the Grammy-nominated rapper known as MC Easy died at just 46 years old. At the height of his fame, the P. Diddy Biggie Smalls prodigy lived a life of excess, of everything from money and sex to drugs and guns. But soon after the success of his 1994 hit, Craig Mack's health started to fail and he disappeared, only to resurface in 2012 at an alleged South Carolina cult called the Overcomer Ministry. Take a look.
My name is Craig Mack.
And what did you used to do when you was in the world?
Wickedness.
Oh, okay. And what are you doing now?
Right.
Whoa, hallelujah.
The preacher of that ministry is Ralph Gordon Stair. Stair is now in jail, accused of sexually assaulting multiple women.
Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, man. How the fuck did Craig Mack end up with this dude?
And children in his congregation. Today,
everybody from the label, everybody. I'm ancient, man. I came up many moons ago. I remember 112. You know what I'm saying? I remember Total. I remember all these groups that came from them. And none of them is getting money right now. All of these niggas is for 40 years working at Carvel. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is doing bad, but they all had hit records. All that hit record money went in Diddy's pocket.
A DailyMail.com investigation exposes what really happened inside the Overcomer Ministry and the new questions raised about Craig Mack's death. Brandy Williams is back now with more of the exclusive details. So, Brandy, what can you tell us about Ralph Gordon Stair?
So, Jesse, he's 84 years old, a self-proclaimed prophet, and allegedly a serial sexual assaulter, rapist, and pedophile. He reportedly took the virginity of many young teenage girls and
right where Craig Mack died at, right at that church.
Infected them with STDs. He even reportedly instructed one girl on how to induce a miscarriage when she feared that she was pregnant with his child. He is accused of manipulating his followers and defrauding some members out of their life savings to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. He was arrested back in December after a YouTube video.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up. Mike G, I see you, baby, bro. Oh, hey, I see you, brother. Kenny.
Showed the preacher touching and cupping a 12-year-old girl's breasts during a worship service.
They're terrible details, Brandy. Going back to Craig Mack, what do we know about his involvement with the church?
So Mack's presence during the ministry's legal troubles are difficult to pin down. It's being reported that Mack identified with the church and was associated with it, but he did not live in the commune. In 2017.
That's what they said back then. Then we find out that's where he died at. Craig Mack died right up in that motherfucker with that predator, messing with them little ass boys and girls doing this shit right here. This is why I stay away from that church shit, man.
He didn't have to go along to music. He can sort of put an emphasis on a word like praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Craig Mack here, huh? What do you call yourself?
Child of God.
No. That ain't what you said there.
He be trying to exploit him. He trying to use him for the clout.
Start it out.
Oh, Incredible Matt.
Incredible Mack. You'd be surprised how many people around the world know about Craig Mack.
Respectfully, if you got here from the live chat, the live feed or the short feed, then double tap the screen. That's how you get the likes up. Or go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. Craig Mack, man, this shit's sad.
That's what I tried to tell you when he showed up here. I didn't pay him no respect at all.
Right.
Then when they told me he had money, I showed him less respect.
That's right. Amen. Amen. You sure did.
Now since he got faith, I'm giving him more respect.
Woo, glory. Hallelujah.
Now
thank you, Jesus.
He told me he could do that a cappella. Is that right?
Yes.
Man, he dog walking Craig Mack.
In the name of Jesus. Well, I know too.
Oh man, he dog walking my man.
The world, the rap I kick will make you think I'm a lunatic. Lost my mind, I'm mentally sick. But for all mankind, this is it. New kingdom on the earth where the devil don't fit. No more bad times and no more wars. New Jerusalem, the city with the gold on the floors. Righteous laws, 1,000-year pause, the earth rejuvenated. Christ illuminated. I fight for the cause. I kick down doors the devil set up.
I understand. It's weird as fuck, but I understand it. Yeah, let me tell you something. This is a man that got everything taken away from him. Fame is a hell of a drug. Let me tell you something, right? Some of these motherfuckers get in the game and they don't bargain to get on. They ain't got no spectrum of becoming rich. You think Biggie Smalls thought that he was going to be in fucking helicopters for videos and shit? These niggas probably wanted 10 bands and that was it. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of chains and that was it. And look, ironically, that's the cap, the carrot in front of the horse trick, my nigga. How the fuck you make millions and millions off somebody and then know they fucked up and don't at least send them a little stake? That's like Jay-Z and Dame. And that's why Dame is out here right now dogging Jay-Z out. That's why Dame out here right now. Give me a second. Dame out here, and I'm going to tell you, let me explain the logic here, right? This is the logic. Without Dame, without Kareem Biggs, Burks, you don't have no Jay-Z. There's no Jay-Z that exists. Jay-Z does not exist without these motherfucking niggas here. You want to know why? Because Biggs is the street nigga, and a hustler. You feel me? Dame was the mouthpiece and Jay was the talent. Together, all three of them together, that was Rockefeller. No matter what happened, even with this shit that just happened with them trying to sell off his stock, his stocks, because of his legal troubles with his baby, with his ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? You would think that Hov will pop out and be like, you know what? Wow, let's take care of that. Because without you, there's no me. What did he do that was so offensive? I mean, both of them allegedly was, around Aaliyah. Let's just say around Aaliyah. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put some respect on Dame. All right? Because we don't know. And I didn't ask Dame. or his brother. And I know both of them. I'm not gonna ask him. I'm just saying for the purpose of this, like you would think that Hov would pop out and be like, without Dame, there ain't no me. All these years later, what the fuck did he do to offend them so bad? Because we only know what we hear. We hear that, well, Dame signed fucking Cam. We hear that Dame was fucking with Alpo, allegedly, and Hov ain't like that. We hear a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? But what's the real truth, man? Because at the root of a lot of shit that happens with two men that they can't ever get over, the root of it normally is the woman. I swear to God. It's never just money, bro. You never stop fucking with somebody for the rest of their life just because of money. You know what I mean? Unless you just a degenerate ass motherfucker, because once you get up, you know what I mean? Money come and go. Money's a fucking tool. It's like a pair of shoestrings. You know what I mean? Why the fuck would I be thinking about some shoestrings from 1988? You dig where I'm coming from? So it doesn't necessarily, you fall out or you'll die over some money. You know what I mean? But you'll hold a grudge over a woman. I'm telling you, man. All the pictures I done showed y'all in the last couple of weeks with Aaliyah, with put, you know what I'm saying? Let me just put, I do this for Aaliyah, for the spirit of Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? But look what Dame is saying, man. Shout outs to Dame. I don't like everything that Dame do. I don't think any nigga that likes everything that somebody do is a move. I don't like everything he do, but I think that he deserves some respect.
But it's the same thing, like watching what's going on with Puff, it doesn't feel good. I don't want to see someone that maybe we had like a bullshit disagreement where I don't want to see them die.
Now, what he's saying is that I don't want to necessarily see Puff go down, but
or be tortured. I'm not going to celebrate the pain of anybody, any human being, even if they deserve it.
What do you think about the way they're portraying Jay right now?
You know, to be honest, I really hope, like, the things that they're saying are like, they're terrible. Like, I'd be like, yo, it's hard for me to even think that any of those things can be true.
This is off of Dame Dash channel. It says Dame Dash is Jay-Z next.
I don't want them to be true. Like, you know, they saying they're going to pick him up next year. I don't want to see that man go.
Let's get the likes past 200 real quick, man. Double tap the screen, get the likes up, or hit the 3 dots at the top right of the screen.
But Jim, as much as he's been to me, you know, unfair toward, or not unfair, the way he be fucking with my money. I want to hope that that's the worst that he's been doing. I would never want to hear like Jay at a freak off party. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The shit they saying.
Hold up, that's Mos Def on his wall, y'all. This same Mos Def right here. I just picked that up. That's Mos Def on the wall, right? Am I bugging? Can y'all screenshot that shit for yourself, man, and expand it? And tell me, is that my man Mos Def on the wall? Salute to Mos Def.
And I just be wondering why he don't say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's terrible. And I look at, you know, like when my chief fell out, and I know y'all want to make.
Oops, I forgot about that.
It like they were
Golden Codex. Who's cloud chasing? Me? Me or somebody we was talking about? Because I move pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you saying that I'm cloud chasing, because that's a good look if you say it's me. But if it's somebody else, let me know who you're talking about.
But show me a picture of me with some dentures. In the last year, I've had these. Look at the live and see what teeth I had in my mouth before.
Hey, yo, what about his hands? What about his hands? I see.
They were not teeth. They were grills. But it's called cool. I saw, what's her name, bring it up on Matt Hoffa. I was Kim. Word? That's how you want to do? All right. The teeth moment, I get you. But, you know, again, I'll be like, damn, who sent her? But I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, but it's only, that shit is jokes. That shit ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it means anything. But what I want to go viral is, you know, the business stuff. And I want people to be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Period. So they, with the teeth stuff, they you know, there was jokes and all that, but the stuff that I'm hearing and I see daily in that algorithm, it's about his family. I mean, I don't even want to say all the stuff they saying, but it would be such another big blow for hip hop. Regardless of what, you know, perception-wise, Jay is also a pillar of hip hop. And if anything bad happens to him, then it's really gonna look crazy for hip hop.
That's a fact. Everything coming down after that. Is Bad Boy Records or Death Row? Which one was worse?
You know, so I would never want to think that he lost his soul to that extent. You know, this is someone I grew up with. No matter what, I don't wish if he was doing the crazy shit they're saying, then, you know, there's going to always be some degree of recourse at some point. But I really hope that shit ain't true. You know, I would hate to think that the people that were in my world really had that degree of a secret, that they were completely different people than, you know, I was trying to empower. You know, like there was a time pause that he inspired me. You know, I love his family. I love his mother. You know what I mean? like, you know, it's hard for me to be beefing with people when I know their children or their parents to a certain level. You know, you're still cool with the kids.
Right.
That's why when, like, you know, he was supposed to be Jay's supposed to be my son's godfather. I'm like, how does he do that to Boogie's his godson's father?
Wow.
You know, so there are some levels that I know are dark, but again, I'm just hoping that it's not that dark.
They said that's Fred Hampton on the wall. My bad. I'm not that well versed in history, but I do know that nigga look like Mos Def. I know that motherfucking picture on the right looks exactly like this man right here. Salute to him. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not him, but it looks like him.
Dark.
What is that look? What was that? Yeah, what's that look in Mos Def face, yo? Because they call this shit fashion, right? Yo, never in the world would you see me with my grandmother outfit on like this, talking about I'm a gangster rap. Get the fuck out of here, man. The fuck out of here. With a kilt on. With spandex and what they call those knee-high boots? What they call them cowboy boots? I mean them boots right there. That go all the way up to your knee. He probably got the version that go all the way up his fucking thighs too. Yo, Mos Def, you wildin' out here, bro. We knew Pac was a wild boy, but you wildin'.
Because then I'm gonna have to process that. But I just wish, to be honest, that the people that are being accused of certain things, they should just step up and be like, yo, they bugging. Man, you know what I mean? Just dead that shit. Like, you know, this is
You got a fact. You got a fact. That's a whole fact. Now I want to go back real quick back to Pac, man. We're gonna be all over the spot today, right? Pac was another dude, you know what I'm saying? Double tap the screen, get the likes up. You know what I'm saying? I love Pac, and I don't think that he was guilty of sexual assault. But he got convicted for it. You feel where I'm coming from? Like me, in my world, I had 20 years for robbing niggas. You know what they call me? A fucking stick-up kid. My boy right here. And then what's so weird about this? Yo, I'm gonna tell you how different the world was then. This nigga was sentenced up north. I think Suge put up like $1 million and got this nigga free. That's like you being up in jail. You got to do X amount of years, 4 years. And then after a year, somebody bail you out. You out of jail. That's money. That is money. Double tap screen. Let's get the likes up.
I just had to listen to the prosecutions.
This is the third version of Pac that I just showed y'all. This is the third version of Pac. Pac had a lot of different sides. No freaky. You know what I'm saying? Pac had a lot of different sides. He was a revolutionary. You got to understand this, people. Wasn't nobody more revolutionary than Pac. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur, y'all. Tupac. He got off on that. So what he was locked up for? He was probably got off on this joint, but that's sexual. That you know, he got locked up. They sent him up the you heard. For maybe not for this one right here, because he had a couple cases. He had a case where he shot 2 police. A minute, wait. I told y'all 3 different versions of Pac I showed y'all already, right? Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, please, right? But this is the best version of Pac I like. And y'all gonna know. Yes, this is the best version, man. This is the Pac. This is the Pac that we got a little situation going on right now. Now, this was the early Pac.
They like my friends can call my mother.
Always was talking some shit. Always.
First name. That's a small thing, but it's a big thing to them because they could just come in the house and go, "How you doing?" If there's something on my mind, speak it. That's what God. That was the breath. She always talked, but also to listen. And she told me to respect anything to be that. We're ready to go. Are lost.
One of the most important things that your mother taught you.
My mother taught me 3 things: respect, knowledge, search for knowledge. It's an eternal journey. That's like my haircut, the line. 360 degrees, find knowledge, always. And she taught me to...
Hold up. Did he say anal? Because I completely like, yeah. Yeah. Crazy shit, man. All right, double tap the screen, man. Let's get the likes up, man.
No.
girl who sodomized me on the floor of a dance club.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all.
There's a chance to get the facts.
And the fact is that there was no semen.
Yeah, I didn't actually listen to this video before I'm playing it for y'all, so this is just a real reaction. Y'all, so what are we talking about? See, y'all see what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to say, because I don't be trying to hear this. Do you understand me? I don't be wanting this. I don't bargain for this shit. I want to keep on. I want to keep my Thug Life CD. You know what I'm saying? I want to. Well, Thug Life is cool, right? I want to keep my music, yo. But I can't when I hear Tupac say that a woman sodomized him on the dance floor. How do you sodomize? With what? Like, what the fuck are you sodomizing a man? You can't sodomize no man, bro. The fuck is they talking about, bro? Can y'all double tap the screen, bro? This man just said that she sodomized. He was trolling. Pac was trolling. Ain't nobody sodomized Tupac, bro. Not no woman, not no man. It's my favorite rapper, y'all. Get the likes up.
You know what I'm saying? Get my life ripped apart. But I'm here. I'm going to go through it just to show that I have faith in the American system.
I mean, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can leave if y'all want, man. I ain't tripping. I'm just skipping through channels. You know what I'm saying? Double tap the screen. Okay, she grabbed them cheeks. Okay. Some girls try and sneak their... What? Yo, mister. Don't start no shit over here, bro. How could a woman try to slip her fingers in? Come on, bro. Double tap screen, man. Double tap the screen, man. Yeah, Ronan, he probably just don't know what sodomy means. He probably don't know. Because he just... This is bad publicity work, man. You never ever tell a reporter that you got sodomized, bro. And not know that. Get the
floor of a dance club.
Get the likes up. Double tap the screen. Bad Boy or Death Row. Don't listen. Let's not act like we didn't hear all them Danny Boy interviews where he was talking about all that wild shit that was going on up in there. Let's not act like Danny Boy wasn't a flaming, you know what I mean? Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. We is crazy. We crazy. Yeah. We crazy, but not crazier than Meek Mill. You got it right, brother. You at the right place. Double tap the screens. If y'all want to know why Meek Mill's in it, I mean, somebody that looks like Meek Mill with the same tattoos and do-rag and all that shit. Only thing that they got different, the only way that you wouldn't know that this is Meek Mill is by that DMX chain he got around his neck. But as far as everything else, it's not me, Levi. That's Meek Mill. Go type it up in your browsers right now. Type Meek Mill in the cage. You'll see I didn't make that shit up. Come on, man. He got in there ass first with somebody with a camera or a phone. You know what I'm saying? Allowed them to take a picture of him like this. Your woman ain't gonna let you do that. Keep telling y'all. Something going on, man.
Open mind. Room. I can't, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't believe that's Meek Mill in the cage. I don't think that is. You know what I'm saying? But they say that, and that's fucked up because, when you go back and listen to the lyrics, man, the lyrics, if they hit different after you see a nigga like this. I was rocking with Lil Uzi Vert. I knew some of the words, like 3 or 4 of the words of all of his songs. Man, oh man, it's a whole lot going on. Now, we speaking a whole bunch of Diddy shit today, man. This is what we talking about. Napoleon from the Outlaw said Diddy a weirdo. He said he always been a weirdo. They never trusted old boy. You know what I'm saying? And there's always been smoke. Those are my words. Here's Napoleon words.
You feel about the situation between him and Cassie?
Well, you know, when it comes to like, I can't really talk about the people that's, you know, and not to take away from any person that accusing him, you know what I mean? But because I still be careful what I say.
Was he in the cage? Well, listen, I'm not the guy to ask that question. Why don't you email Meek Mill's fucking team and let them know that when you type up in Google Meek Mill in the cage, hundreds of these pictures pop up. Okay? I ain't that smart. But from this side of the house, it's like Meek Mill taking a shit. Ezel, what you doing? Paying attention. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Yeah.
Because I live in Saudi Arabia. And then
enjoy these pictures while they last, because after this week, you're not going to see these no more on my show. I'm burning the computer. And anything, mixtapes with Meek Mill on it, all that, I don't want to hear none of this shit. Don't forward me, don't tag me in no Meek Mill songs. I'm cool on hip hop for a little while. You know what I'm saying? At least 5 years, I'm going to be listening to country music after this mess.
You know, and part of our religion that if you accuse somebody of something, if you don't have 4 witnesses, the punishment come back on us. So I can't really say if he really done that to these girls or not. And that's not even to take away from them, but I know he's a weirdo. You know what I mean? Like, we've been hearing some stories about him that he been doing some weird things and moving weird, and he always been, you know what I mean, always been a snake type of dude. So it's not surprising that when you hear all types of crazy stuff coming out now, you know what I mean? We always heard that he was, you know, moving in a strange way.
You see how they talk about Diddy, like they talk about him like they was shook at him. And that's how he used to run down on people, man. Hey, yo, listen, man. He was holding Mary J. Blige hostage. I'm talking about with a contract. Suge Knight had to go and that's a trick question, man. Bad Boy was definitely worse because Suge at least wanted to see niggas eat. Feel me? Diddy wasn't letting nobody eat. Check this out. This says rappers who never feared Diddy.
I told you you can't trust him. Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
I know y'all seen this shit.
I told you you can't trust him. Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
50 Cent has also repeatedly said that Diddy ordered Tupac's murder, and his best friend Eminem also talked about it. In Kill Shot, he said,
The day you put out a hits, the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out, they got Pac killed.
Joe Budden recounted how Diddy himself reacted to that.
Puff said it's in his hands, and he said, I can say it. And that's the end of that.
Have fun with that one.
He said, there's nothing to say about it. It's in my hands.
Eminem rapped about the possibility of Diddy ordering Pac's murder in his new album, The Death of Slim Shady, in the song Fuel, arguing that he will not beef with him since Diddy can order his murder just like he did with Pac through Keefy D. Keefy D is the person who went on...
Man, why they be having that white shit on the side of their mouth, man? When they homies don't tell them, like, yo, bro, the fuck was you eating, bro? Me and Eve was talking about that. How do people get that white shit on the side of their mouth?
In the song Fuel, arguing that he will not beef with him since Diddy can order his murder just like he did with Pac through Keefy D. Keefy D is the person who went on many YouTube channels and recounted that he was involved with Tupac's murder as he knew Diddy personally. And according to the gangster's words, Diddy offered him $1 million for Pac's head. He was arrested last year for such bold statements. And in the same...
He said Ron Zip, God bless the dead. He said Ron Zip took all that money and said, fuck y'all, and opened up zip code.
Song Fuel.
That's some real Harlem shit. Lola, salute.
M delivered the following lines, which are definitely included in the top best punchlines in hip-hop history. In Kill... 50 Cent has also...
Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
Talking about that.
I told you can't trust him. Puffy done killed...
Yo, they said that they every day, yo, when I show them shit like this, they be like, yo, that's AI. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, okay? Here go another nigga that wasn't scared of your man Diddy. Suge motherfucking Knight.
About and mocked.
Whole thing about it, P. Diddy, P. whatever,
we need to leave Puffy alone. Anytime a guy goes on national TV, express how much he loved this woman, how much he needs this woman, how much he missed this woman, and then just do everything he can for this woman, and she turns around and drops you for a dancer.
So when you were in prison and you'd see that J-Lo broke up with P. Diddy, you would laugh at that. That's, in other words, it's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
Made him look bad?
Made him look a bitch.
Initially, Suge and Puff were good friends.
You know, I was just networking with the brother, and he would come pick me up from the airport, show me a lot of love. You know, I really had thought we were cool, you know what I'm saying? Right. Cool acquaintances, you know what I'm saying? Just being respectful from people coming into other cities and stuff.
At that time, Suge already had the Death Row label, while Puff had just founded Bad Boy Records. He was preparing Biggie's album, Ready to Die, and Puffy was interested in finding out Suge's opinion about that release. He even asked to have the instrumentals from the album, but Suge was surprised by Puffy's audacity, which he talked about in an interview. All Death Row is all through that fucker. To give an example, let's take Intro from Biggie's album, and in it, we hear a sample from Snoop Dogg's song, The Shiznit. In general, Suge was seriously angered by this. He was also pissed off that Puff tried to appear in every one of his protege's projects. He didn't allow the artist to grow. Briefly speaking, according to Suge's opinions, Bad Boy Records needed fame, not money. In addition to all that, Tupac wanted to become a member of Suge Knight's label, whom, at the time, was in prison. Pac and Puffy were on friendly terms. But then, everything changed, and Pac accused Diddy of taking part in a robbery that happened in New York at Quad Recording Studios. This is why Tupac's enemy became Suge Knight's enemy. And so, at the Source Awards in 1995, Suge went out and said,
"Was all in the mother videos still today."
With tension in the air after Big Suge's comments, Puffy said he fell back on greenlighting the situation on Death Row, saying it was the scariest situation of his entire life, having the power to start something.
I ran up and I asked him, and he said, "Nah, I was talking about Jermaine Dupri." And I was just like, I really put it in my head. It gave me a reason for my ego.
Let's not forget So Def signing all little kids.
Go to walk away.
Next, a confrontation occurred in Atlanta between Death Row and Bad Boy Records, in which Suge Knight's friend Big Jake was killed. In an interview, Puff said that when he saw Big Jake shot, he went up to Suge, and the latter yelled at him, saying that it's his doing, while Puff was at a loss and asked him how he could have been a part of that incident when, just like Suge, he could have gotten shot. Generally speaking, and in any case, Suge was terribly angry at Puffy. And at one Death Row...
I don't care who it is. It ain't got to be Meek Mill. It's zesty. It's wild. It's wild. It's crazy, bro. And then for him to have the exact Meek Mill face, come on, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Party. A person from Bad Boy Records showed up. Suge, together with his gangsters, beat up the guy nearly to death in hopes of finding out where Puff is. The most disturbing part of all that is that they forced him to drink urine.
He might have got a few punches. And he
said it's best he left J-Lo alone. If he Molly whopped and beat Jennifer like he did Cassie, she would have stabbed him. Maybe.
Probably drunk about 20 shots of piss. You know what I mean? Literally.
Suge Knight is currently in prison. But this didn't prevent him from speaking out about the latest news of his long-term acquaintance, warning him that he's in danger.
I tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger. You got to make a decision. When you go to prison, either you're going to be standing up or squatting, sitting down, because I advise you.
Nigga, that nigga is going to take everybody out. Everybody going.
Sorry, take the first one. Because, you know, if you squatting, see you.
Secretary going down.
Know what that means. Oh, yeah, by the way, do not do your time going by.
Oh, wait a minute. Yo, I was listening to Orlando Crazy Man Brown yesterday, and he said some shit about that's not even being Diddy that they brought in.
Brother Love. Brother Love is not a good code name for prison.
And when it comes to Pac, you all know how it ended.
If you're looking to sell your car, Carvana will...
I double tap the screen, get the likes up. It's gonna get way crazier in here. That was the PG. I'm about to give y'all the remix.
However, it is a fact that Pac hated Puffy up until his death. He dissed him a few
to this day.
In some instances, Puffy's
the locks.
Own artist from Bad Boy Records.
You know what? I never thought that Jada would start fucking with Son again, but he did.
They're not even respected. A chair was once thrown at the label's boss. The Locks joined Bad Boy Records in 1995. However, years later, the members were ready to leave Bad Boy because their hardcore rap style fit poorly with the label's creative direction. They did everything possible to legally free themselves of the contract. But Jadakiss recounted what eventually led to the fact that Diddy finally allowed the rappers to carry on with their careers without Bad Boy.
It was probably after the argument with Diddy, when Styles threw the chair at Puff. That was probably the last straw for that.
However, even after leaving, the guys continued to have conflicts, and Jadakiss called Diddy a coward.
There's a big sign on it. I'm gonna use the whole National Guards downstairs too. Cut it out, man. We can't talk in this. I'm a grown ass man, man. You're a coward. And I don't take nothing. You're a thief, you're a coward. Don't say you're a thief. Okay. You're a thief. Come to the office, man. Come to the office so we can straighten it out then. Yo, how we just three guys you don't even mess with. You had your Ace Boom Tools publishing. You call me whatever you want. You won't let his publishing go. I'm at the office.
The point of that conflict revolved around the idea that the Locks,
and
if he had really feared the previous heroes of this video, then here he tried a few times to exert his authority onto them.
J. Cole.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh!
One of these cases happened with J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. It started when, in the control track, K-Dot.
That'd have been a good fight. J. Cole against Kendrick Lamar instead of Drake. Oh, Cole would have served it up.
Said that he is the king of New York, even though this entire verse didn't appear as a diss, but purely as competition.
Machiavelli's offspring, I'm the king of New York, king of the coast. One hand, I juggle them both.
Puffy posted a picture in which him and Jay-Z were laughing, captioning it saying, and then Kendrick Lamar said, I'm the king of New York.
Tupac is still the best, though, y'all. Let's keep it real. Tupac is still the best. I don't care what y'all say about that picture. That's not Pac. That's not Pac. We know that for a fact, but we know for a fact that this might be Meek Mill. All right, back to you.
So what do you think about that Instagram post they did of you?
That's a big homie. Everybody else got to try harder, though.
However, it didn't all end with one meme. And
look at this dude face. Hey, yo, roast this dude face for 60 seconds, y'all. Just roast his face. What do he look like? He like he eat pizza for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like he look like he stick it. He go to malls and eat extra food off the table. You know what I'm saying? He ain't starving like Meek Mill. You know what I mean? He like Chef from South Park. He like Mexican Chef.
Not long ago, the TDE president Punch recalled the infamous fight in 2013 when Diddy allegedly threatened to slit J. Cole's throat over Kendrick Lamar with Jay-Z present. Diddy threatened to cut Cole's throat with a bottle if he was disrespected.
And if you ever say what you said to me earlier, and he grabbed a bottle from the table because he got all of the alcohol joints, and he said, what you gonna do? Hit me on my head with a bottle? He's like, nah, I'm gonna break.
Another nigga that ain't scared is Kanye West. And we about to get back to the smutty shit in a second. Give me a second.
The address to my child. None of these niggas want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Man, this Gemini season. All right, double tap the screen, get the likes up, man. I'm going to take y'all back, man, because today's a nostalgic day. We want to get to the root of why Tupac became a thug, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, for real. Tupac was, he came from acting and shit like that, and then, he was with Snoop with the perm right here.
America has shown us over and over again.
Everything he says makes sense. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Double tap screen.
And exactly what ambition is and what forms ambition should be shown and how ambition can take you to the top. All we doing is putting the mirror up and showing you that, yes.
Man, Snoop Snoop was giving off vibes like he was shook, scared to death, scared to look.
We saw it, yes, we got it, and yes, we're doing it. So that's what this video is about.
Way back. All right, I'm gonna let you guys do most of the talking. So,
no doubt.
Speed, you ready? All right.
And Snoop and Pac passing the blunt to one another. That's just iconic right there, man. All troll bullshit to the side. Let's get the lights up. I need them lights to go up. And I need to know who was worse, Death Row or Bad Boy. I think 42% of the people say Death Row Records. That's crazy because there was some atrocious shit going on with Death Row Records, but a lot of them cats end up getting paid. Let's keep it real. And then Suge Knight shook a lot of niggas down to get their publishing back.
It's a first
from the East Coast. And him and Pac was like this. I mean, excuse me, him and Diddy. Suge and Diddy was like this.
First of all, just simply explain the concept of the video to me.
What we're trying to do is use intellect while we rapping. So what we wanted to do is, since everybody feel like it's their duty to say how we are portraying gangsters and gangster music and we are dirtying up the airways and people's houses with gangster music, we wanted to put the mirror up to show you where we got these gangster ideas. So we took all these scenes out of classic movies.
Wait a minute. Wait, somebody said Cole is a generic Drake. Get up out of here, man. Get him up out of here. Nah, don't get him up out of here. I doubt that, man. Come on, man. If you take him to the bar exam, man, Cole is nasty. Drake is the best, though. Let's not keep. Is Drake the best? Get him checked.
With gangsters in them. Not gangsters from Compton or gangsters.
My boy Yuckmouth from the West Coast, he would laugh me off the show if he heard me saying that. But in my opinion, Drake is the best. Drake is better than Kendrick.
From Watts, but gangsters from Chicago, and gangsters from New York, and gangsters from Italy. Gangsters, not gangsters named Do Dirty and Snoop and Tupac and the Daz and Corrupt, but gangsters named Lucky Luciano and
Mafioso Nick.
And Tony Corleone and John Gotti, Al Capone and Nitty, all of them.
Pop, get close to Snoop. Get close, I want to get both of you in there.
Is this something that you guys came up with the concept and pitched it to Suge, or?
I said, whenever you're ready, let me know so we can do the video for Two of America's Most, because, you know, he was going through the court thing. I said, just let me know. So he's like, I'm ready. And he's like, this
boy said Snoop a snake. Dave, that's how you feel? Damn. Jimmy P.
That's what I want. I said, what scenes you got to have in there? Because all we do, me and Dog, we finna do a movie together called Two Strikes. So all we do is watch old movies. So all we would come together and be like, did you see this? I'd be like, nah. Did you see this? He's like, oh, yeah, I saw that. I'd be like, this scene right here.
Pac was new. Look at Snoop's energy. Matter of fact, let's just look at this interview. Look at Snoop's energy. Snoop being there and trying to escape at this point right there. You know what I mean? This is when Hammer came to Snoop and to Pac and was like, yo, listen, you're gonna have to do it different, my boy, because this is not the shit you're supposed to be in. And Hammer was signed to Suge, but they couldn't muscle Hammer around. Look at Snoop. And Snoop was the mega star at that time right then. Snoop was the one who was supposed to be popping shit and all that. Pac came over there and took over the whole Death Row Records. Look at him. Man. Because he knew shit. Snoop knew a lot, man. Let me tell you something. Snoop grew up in the game loyal. But he wasn't built for it. You know what I'm saying? He lit up when Pac came there, but he was depressed. Remember, he was fighting murder.
Yes, we never really sat down and was like, I'm going to give you this.
The Billy in the building.
Listen, you give me this. We both know where wavelength.
Where Lansky at? Lansky out here?
You know, so he come up with an idea and I'll automatically be like, yeah, that's it. Same thing, vice versa. Plus, we wanted to show like the two styles. Me and Snoop represent, to me, my own opinion, we represent the nucleus of the entire ghetto. I represent the hardcore, grab at you, no holds barred, no prisoners, relentless, hustle to the early morning hustler type of person, thug, you know, and Snoop represent the more calm, all legit, right by the book, no waves, let's get our business handled. You know what I mean? We both represent, you know what I mean? Both sides of the game, the calm one and the relentless one. And no one knows which side is more appropriate or which side is more profitable, but we're showing you both sides. And if you look at our lives and look at our music, you'll see where each side takes us. Because right now, we side by side.
Yeah. Wish the Don salute, bro.
Hitting them up. through this whole industry, through this whole world. We're hitting them up side by side.
Right. So how, last time I saw you was at the LBC video shoot. How are you popping up in this video today?
In peace, Nate Dogg.
Actually, these is all the homies and they got together to do this video for Tupac.
What? Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. Give me a second.
This video today.
Actually, these is all the homies and they got together to do this video for Tupac. I mean, actually to do the song for Tupac.
Wait a minute. Them eyebrows are way too perfect.
These is all the homies and they got together to do this video for Tupac. I mean, actually to do the song.
His eyebrows are perfect. Hey, yo.
Last time I saw you was at the LBC video shoot. How are you popping up in this video today?
Actually, these is all the homies and they got together to do this video for Tupac. I mean,
I've never seen this video before. This is a real reaction. And it just goes off as soon as he says actually. As soon as he says actually, I'm actually just.
Actually, these is all the homies and they got together to do this video for Tupac. I mean, actually to do the song for Tupac's album. And now we getting together again and collaborate to do the video.
Why am I stopping the video? Yeah, the great Nate Dogg. The great Nate Dogg. Listen again.
These is all the homies and they got
Video shoot. How are you popping up in this video today?
Actually, these is all the homies and they got together to do this video for Tupac. I mean, actually to do the song for Tupac's album. And now we getting together again and collaborate to do the video. That's what it say what the song say, ain't nothing but a gangster party. So all the gangsters is getting together to throw a little party and bring the cameras along so we can have a video.
What's it like shooting videos for you guys? Do you find it an enjoyable process, or is it because all of you guys are together?
Oh, when they not stop, break, 5 minutes, let's set up this, then when it's like that, we don't like it. But when it's going smooth and we can just do a take, move to the next scene, do a take, you know, then it's fun then. When it gets down to the politics, nobody's getting along and it's just hectic. But this one is.
He said Nate Dogg had that blicky on him every single time he went to the studio. Death Row, he said, and then knew what was going to happen. So I had to keep that toaster. I had to keep that toaster right next to the Tupac poster. You know what I'm saying? Yup, was drowning without y'all the other night. Oh, young boy, salute. Nah, I had to get up. You gotta remember, I'm on the East Coast, so it's a little, the time difference is different. It's different, you know what I'm saying? But I'm this weekend, hopefully we go in, do 3 Amigos shit, you know what I'm saying, and get to it. But we definitely, if y'all know where y'all let me know where Mos Def be shopping at. This shit like an outfit that you get out of Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? Fuck does Mos Def got on. Then he jumps out of that and slips into something a little bit more comfortable. The Reunion Ice is in the back. Come on. He was cool. It started out with that hat. He was laughing. How you go from that? So happy. To the Reunion Ice will be so nice. Vaseline all on this boy. Yeah. Boy got that Vaseline on him, boy. It's that Vaseline, boy. Suge. Okay,
I like to say this too, real.
Yo, I like Suge in jail. Excuse me. I don't like to see that Suge is in jail, but I like this version of him that's, you know what I mean, that's letting us know what the fuck been going on.
Quick, you got a woman that works for you is really incredible. You don't find too many people.
I thought you were about to implicate her in the investigation. I'm just glad you're not implicating Dusty in the investigation, Suge, because I can't take that.
She's not in the investigation.
Sophia, salute.
All right,
what I want to do for her is, I got to do this for her, but I want to turn her on to this clothing line called Girls Mondays to Sunday. Girl Monday to Sunday. And I'm definitely going to look out for her because I buy a lot of shit for a lot. And it shouldn't have to be true. But if we don't fix it and do something about it, history will constantly
repeat itself. Now, Suge, you said something early on that I want to get clarification for the audience, Suge. You
expose that nigga Jim Jones. This is SD shit, but we gonna stay on subject.
You said early on, you can't just look at Diddy in isolation. You said this was done to him. He learned from others and it was done to him and then he did to others. To me,
man, Suge said that he only doing what was done to him. Diddy the victim? You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like
that's the video we were showing yesterday of him tongue kissing his own fucking mother. Disgusting bastard.
What I hear when people are talking about abusive situations, hurt people, that someone was sexually abused, they wind up being a perpetrator. Is that what you're suggesting about Sean Combs, that he was sexually abused and he now sexually abuses?
Wait a minute. That Mos Def shit? Come on. That is Mos Def. That's him. That's not nobody that looked like him, man. There's no allegedly on that. All I just did was type up Mos Def pics. So you can't sue me. You gotta sue the motherfucker that produced this type of shit. Yeah, but that's Mos Def. Looking like a battered woman.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I think he repeat what was done to him. And like I said, if you look at Russell Simmons, you know the truth.
We already know what Suge Knight said, man. We know what Suge Knight said. We gotta get into something way more foul than that. Oh yeah, if I'm gonna keep y'all here, man, I gotta take it to the upper room with Jesus now. If you're on the Trump train, by the way, type 1 in the chat. No Tupac. All right, let's get back to this shit. I'm about to spice this bitch up. All right. And get the likes up. Double tap the screen. Or go to the top right, hit those 3 dots. That's where the like button is at. Next to the prison wallet. You know what I mean? All right, let's get to it. Enough bullshit. All right? We bullshitting out here.
Fucking good. What is a sucker, man? Can you envision a day when, y'all, if not get together and make an album, just peacefully coexist?
There's no dream of making an album with Biggie and Puffy or none of them. We're not sweating it like that.
This is our family.
We
over
peacefully coexist right now because we all cool. Everybody's here. They sell records. We sell records. Well, I guess you could call that selling records.
Subscribe to the channel. My name is Mac Mean True Story. I talk about whatever the fuck I want. All right. Now, once in a while, I might read your comments. I see some Trump trains out there. You know what I'm saying? If you're on that Trump train, type 1. We heavy Trump around here. We will be getting back to Trump tomorrow. Right now, we got to deal with the diddler. Oh, man, my bad. I didn't mean to say it like that. That shit sounds crazy when you say you want to deal with the diddler. Like, who the fuck wants to deal with the diddler? My boy, Damien.
Nigga, you gay.
All right, let's go.
That's what they do. We sell large amounts of records, and they sell a few records.
A retired LAPD detective says he has solved the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur, who was gunned down in Las Vegas nearly 20 years ago. Detective Greg Kading says he has proof it was Sean Diddy Combs who orchestrated the murder.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah. No, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that.
Today's topic is one of the most controversial and debated issues in music history, the murder of Tupac Shakur and the role Sean Diddy Combs played in it. As recent developments in 2020...
You fucking with Donald Trump. Type 1. Spam that chat with ones whenever you feel like it.
23 have surfaced, it seems that the case is far from closed. Could this be the end of Diddy's career as we know it? Let's unpack the allegations, the theories, and the facts to try and make sense of it all. Tupac and Diddy...
Rochelle, you're alone, you're far away from home. She said, Kamala for president. We're going to let you live. Normally, we just, boom. But we're not going to do that today.
Diddy were once acquaintances, but tensions escalated quickly, especially after Tupac survived a shooting at Quad Recording Studios in 1994. Tupac famously believed Diddy and his friend, the notorious B.I.G., were involved, a claim they both denied. Over time, this animosity would boil over, with Tupac openly dissing Diddy and Biggie in multiple songs. This, in part, is the reason Diddy has been speculated to have ordered the hit on Tupac Shakur. He has a history of violent behavior, and people in Hollywood used to fear him quite a lot before he rebranded himself as Brother Love.
Fear this guy, Diddy, as if he's untouchable, and even the...
Sugar Diddy.
Diddy.
Not Diddy, not Suge.
You said Biggie, but you meant.
I'm sorry, I meant to say Diddy, not Biggie.
Well,
Diddy.
if you punch in on the picture here, you see Diddy, you see Suge Knight, and then a lot of their cohorts down there, but Tupac and Biggie at the top, as you were, Pat.
Yeah. So what is it? I mean, everybody's in there. So what is it with Diddy that so many? T.I. called him out. 50 Cent said one time on Charlamagne God's podcast, Breakfast
Club.
He says one time Diddy said, "Hey, let me go buy you some clothes. Let me take you shopping." He's like, "Well, you want to take me shopping? What are you talking about?" So T.I. called him out. 50 called him out. But some people are afraid. What do you know about? Because some people are talking about there's Diddy involvement with Jamie and.
Hell yeah, everybody quiet. Them niggas be scared to death to speak up for him or against him. It's only us, it's the bloggers that's talking about this shit. None of these other motherfuckers is talking about. They don't touch it. No freaky.
Something happened because he was calling him out for some of the parties he was putting up. Is there anything you have opinions on Diddy? Have you had any experiences with Diddy?
No, just I knew him for a long time.
Got it.
Lots of big-name celebrities have accused Diddy of being behind Tupac's death. Eminem, for example, accused Diddy in the lyrics of his song Kill Shot. Though many fans debated the seriousness of Eminem's claim, it undeniably put the spotlight back on Diddy, causing a stir in the hip-hop community.
Eminem shocked the hip-hop community on Friday, September 14th, when he dropped the Kill Shot diss track aimed at Machine Gun Kelly. One line in particular has the internet working overtime. This idiot's boss pops pills and tells him that he's got skills, but Kels, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed, he spits, essentially implicating Diddy in Tupac's murder. One Twitter user wrote, "This is the Eminem I love the most." As most hip-hop aficionados know, Tupac's 1996 murder remains unsolved to this day. In fact, Thursday, September 13th, marked 22 years since the hip-hop luminary was fatally shot in Las Vegas. While M's accusations are bold, he insists he's joking at the end of the song. And I'm just playing, Diddy, you know I...
Life can be so crazy and
Hey, he was killed 20 years ago, but this is the shit they clicked on today. I mean, 800 people voted and said that, 42% of 800 people said that Death Row Records was worse than... I mean, obviously, motherfuckers still care about this. All right?
Love you, he says, similar to the cheeky endings of past glories such as Kill You and White America.
Eminem's claim got a lot of attention because most people know that Diddy and Tupac didn't exactly get along. Tupac diced Diddy on numerous occasions.
Can you envision a day when, y'all, if not get together and make an album, just peacefully coexist?
There's no dream of making an album with Biggie and Puffy or none of them. We're not sweating it like that.
This is our family
We
over
peacefully coexist right now because we all cool. Everybody's here. They sell records. We sell records. Well, I guess you could call that selling records, what they do. We sell large amounts of records, and they sell a few records.
50 Cent is another famous figure who has repeatedly accused Diddy of orchestrating Tupac's murder.
I told you you can't trust these niggas. Now Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
Puffy's a sucker, man.
In numerous interviews, social media posts, and even live performances, 50 Cent has suggested that Diddy had a direct hand in Tupac's death. One notable instance was when 50 Cent made fun of Diddy's parties during a concert, boldly stating that Diddy was responsible for Tupac's murder. This wasn't just a one-time jab. 50 Cent has stood by this accusation for years, sticking to his claim that Diddy played a part in the killing. Whether this is a genuine belief or just a product of their long-standing rivalry remains a topic of heated discussion.
That's why I don't be going to them Puffy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. What the fuck you talking about? Look, if you're into that, I'm fine with it. To each his own. I'm just saying this ain't my motherfucker down the party. I like it. It's uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom. And shit like that is going on. I hate when they leave you at the top because I always say the wrong thing. I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? Clip? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of shit. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the shit I've been saying. I say crazy shit in my mouth for no reason. Oh wait, maybe I said that shit about Puffy because he got Tupac killed. I know this for real reason. You know this doing that.
One of the most shocking revelations about Diddy was him paying $1 million to Von Zip to hire Keith D to kill Tupac. Interestingly, it's said that Von Zip ended up stealing the money instead of paying Keith D. This claim has gained more credibility over time, as Keith D was officially indicted for being involved in the murder of Tupac in 2023. These turn of events suggest that there might be some truth behind these long-standing Diddy rumors.
Puffy gave Zip $1 million that was supposed to be handed over, and Zip ended up keeping it. And I remember when I interviewed TK Kirkland, who was actually roommates with Zip at one point. They were that close. He actually said, yeah.
The Fed said that too.
He said that shit actually happened. Well, the story that has circulated was that after Tupac got killed, Puffy allegedly gave the money.
I heard
to Zip.
Yes.
And Zip was supposed to give the money.
That part, 900,000. They said Zip dipped off with that shit and bought a club. Zip code
to Keefy and them.
Yes.
But he never gave the money to him.
But thank God he never gave him the money, right? Think about it. If he gave the money, Puffy will be in prison now, money for hire, a murder for hire. So thank God. It's just a true story. I'm not saying yes or no. But if he would have gave them the money.
That was some Harlem shit. You know what I'm saying? God bless Zip. Zip is dead too.
It'd have been a murder for hire and Puffy would be locked up.
Yeah, he said he's a dirty mother. Yeah, and he even said that, like, in retrospect, that was
Ebony said that's bullshit.
Probably the best thing that could have ever happened to Puffy. By Zip stealing the money, now Puffy isn't connected to that shit. Or else it would have been like a murder for hire or something, you know what I'm saying?
A former detective who worked on the case even came forward, insisting that it was Diddy who had ordered the hit on Tupac. These allegations have intensified
saying the streets, I mean, you might be a true Tupac fan, but I'm from New York and the streets talk.
Public interest, prompting many to wonder if justice is finally on the horizon.
Combs shelled out $1 million to gun down Tupac Shakur. Why?
Well, that was the agreement that was made between.
Hold up for a second. Let's go back to the first when right after Pac got shot. Let's see what they were saying right after it happened. All right, as opposed to because she said something about the true fans know what really happened. I doubt it.
Murder of rapper and actor Tupac Shakur, who died last Friday the 13th after being gunned down in a drive-by following the Mike Tyson Bruce Seldon boxing match September 7th.
It was a week later when they speak to Suge.
Meanwhile, on Thursday night in Los Angeles, we spoke with Marion Suge Knight, head of Tupac.
No, I understand what you're saying, Ebony, but the narratives, they painted so many different pictures about this. You know what I mean? I'm just saying what was being said in the street. I'm not saying that it's true or not, because I really don't know.
Tupac's label, Death Row Records, and the man who was driving the car sitting right next to Tupac when he was shot. Knight, who himself was grazed in the head by a bullet, was prevented by his lawyers from addressing the shooting itself. But here, for the first time on television, he speaks publicly about its aftermath.
How are you feeling and how are you doing physically?
I feel like this. I feel that the last word is always God. But Pac saved my life. The reason why I say Pac saved my life. I got shot in the head, got grazed some other places, but I still got the bullet in my head. It's still there. But for his trying to get...
Wow, this is crazy. But they said that he got grazed in his head. You can't get grazed and the bullet is still in your head.
Him to the hospital didn't make me realize that I was shot. Because usually when you get shot in the head, the first thing the person do is panic. Bam, I'm shot in the head, I'm about to die. And once you do that, you can't drive nowhere. My whole thing is, Pac, he was shot. I'm like, you shot? I'm gonna get you to the hospital. I'm driving, telling him I'm gonna get to the hospital, kick back. Pac looked at me and said, you know what? You need the doctor more than me. You the one shot in your head. And we laughed the whole time going to find out went to the hospital. That's the conversation we had. It wasn't, Pac was a man the whole time. It wasn't that he was like, oh, I'm shot. He cracking jokes.
Don't it hit different now? Double tap the screen, get the likes up. Double tap the screen, let's get the likes up, or go to the top right, hit 3 dots. It sounds different now, right?
My whole thing was Pac, he was shot. I'm like, you shot? I'm gonna get you to the hospital. I'm
saying Suge shot him. I've heard every conspiracy involved with this, man.
driving, telling him I'm gonna get to the hospital, kick back. Pac looked at me and said, you know what? You need the doctor more than me. You the one shot in your head. And we laughed the whole time going to find out went to the hospital. That's the conversation we had. It wasn't, Pac was a man the whole time. It wasn't that he was like, oh, I'm shot. He cracking jokes. He like, yeah, they shot me. He said, but you shot in your head. Look at your head. Your head bleed. Look how much it's bleed. That was Pac. I'm like, man, shut up. I'm gonna get you to the doctor.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was
Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up, man. Y'all embarrassing with these lights. The question reads, which record label was the worst? Was it Death Row Records, Bad Boy Records, or So Def? I'm just playing.
conscious in Avalanche.
Monster Mo salute, bro.
He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They love me. We was in the, we was going in, we was on the thing that was getting there. I like, Pac, we the last one left. When we talk, this is how we talking. He said, homie, I'm straight. I love you, homie. I'm gonna be straight. I love you too. Woo, woo. That's what it was.
A lot of people say that Suge was involved. A lot of people say that. You know what I'm saying? And him talking is the way to throw the trail off. But I don't know. Like I said, man, it's theories.
There was a report earlier this week in the New York Post that Tupac was looking to leave Death Row Records.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
You should answer that. You don't take a person like Tupac who, if you listen to every song on All Eyes on Me, every song on Machiavelli, every time you do an interview, what's the first thing he say? Death Row. Tupac loved Death Row. Tupac loved me. I loved him. I mean, Tupac took Death Row to the next level. I mean, we worked hard and we laid the foundation down, and Snoop took the baton. He ran with it, and he did a great job with it.
Same thing with Diddy. They say Diddy set up Biggie insurance money. We heard all of that shit before. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to hear what he was saying the week after Pac got shot.
Pac got the baton. Not only did he win the race, he finished so fast he was able to sit back and drink some Thug Passion and come up with another plan. I mean, if you'd asked Tupac that question, then was he planning on leaving Death Row, he definitely would have cussed you out.
I'm gonna put another question in the poll after we get 1,000 votes. We got 982 votes. Once we get to 1,000, we're gonna place another question out there.
A lot of people in the hip hop community have said that this.
Double tap the screen to get the likes up. Share the video. Share with somebody that you know. Like, we read comments around here. You know, this is the difference with my channel and a lot of other channels. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we do have personal. Like, I end up getting personal, the surveillance outside of Diddy's cell. I know a CEO that works there, and he sent me this exclusive footage. Check it out. This is what Diddy's doing in this cell.
Seems like yesterday I had lots of dough. I got Biggie shot and nobody know. Shoot the club up, pass the gun to J-Lo.
Yeah, double tap the screen. That's what type of show this is. You know what I'm saying? Diddy.
You're a pussy.
Just went out bad, man. He ain't gonna crawl out this hole. But some, you know, like I said, man, Orlando Brown is saying that wasn't even Diddy that they brought into jail. That Diddy is free right now. This is what he's saying, not me.
Incident will change hip hop. This is a really landmark event, tragic event at that, and that the music will probably never be the same. Do you see the direction of Death Row changing? Is there going to be a different type of music put out?
Not at all. We're going to do the same thing we've been doing and sell records. Like I said before, my main goal is fulfill Tupac's dreams. And Tupac would definitely never want the music to change or the style. So we're going to keep it the way he would like it.
Hold up for 1 second. My bad, y'all. All right. Salute to everybody that's new to the channel now. We about to take a left turn. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to get the carrots in the chat. You know when I tell you that, man, we about to go down a new road, so to speak, right? Richard Pryor Bodyguard. Y'all remember him? Ain't none of this shit new, man.
And so you seen the orgies. You seen the people that was the stars and the shit that they was doing. In this clique, you know, we wife swap and all this kind of shit. You can fuck my wife and stand there and watch. I had the same principles that most men have until you put in certain situations. We all start with the principles. Depends on what you're facing. So I'm not the judge. But I remember with Flip, I'm staying in Malibu. I'm out of Jersey and New York, and you know the excitement of that. Now I'm in Malibu, and it's supposed to be the shit, but but I didn't understand that. I'm with a black man that owns his house in Malibu. That's unheard of shit. Flip made it clear. He said, "Yeah, there's other black people here. Miles Davis is down the street. He's renting. So and so, he's renting. I own my shit." But I still didn't get it because I'm young. You know, it's like, this is some boring shit out here on Malibu, the white people left and right. What's going on? So Flip one day looked at me and said, "Oh, you want to see the shit, huh?" I don't know what the shit is, but I want to see something other than Malibu. And he took me to the parties. He took me to the shit to make me understand this is why I don't be around this shit. And so you seen the orgies. You seen the people that was the stars and the shit that they was doing. And the smells and the looks in their eyes. And I was, in my youth, I kept a cutlass on me. And so I know I'm walking around holding my cutlasses because you've seen people in states of mind that you never experienced nothing like that. I knew people that got high, but they didn't get high and did the shit that I was seeing. And so after I was exposed to it, Flip took me around it about 4 or 5 times. And then he said to me, "You see why I don't fuck with that? Because, you had a group of people that painted their fingernails black, what they call Illuminati now. It was some kind of clique then. And in this clique, we wife swap and all this kind of shit. You can fuck my wife and stand there and watch. And all I seen it. I literally seen all these things. And it was like, okay. And in my youth, I wasn't afraid, but I knew I would have hurt somebody if I was approached. I would have hurt somebody.
I think about Flip, you got his famous characters, Geraldine.
Right.
Did he, I'm assuming heterosexual black male, did he feel weird about putting on his dress as a woman?
I don't know, because I ain't never put on a dress, but I'm sure from his time and the black folks of that time, when you as a black man put on a dress, automatically, that's what it was, even if you called it an act. So Flip was very aware of that. That was his pain during his entire career, wondering if his generation thought that of him. That was his personal pain. Flip died thinking that. Did they really? And he knew at one point, I had said, why are these guys sharing these stories with me? And I was told, because you're going to tell it. Because nobody asked them. That question that you asked me, that never was asked of Flip. The reporters or whatever, they never asked that. Most of your black reporters back in the day, they asked the same questions that white reporters asked. So when Flip explained it to me, he said that Geraldine, one, carried him longer than his mother in terms of his livelihood. And the main reason he did Geraldine, he said, was because at that time, Geraldine could say some things as a black woman that a black man couldn't say. And that was his primary reason for doing Geraldine. When he had his show that was showed one time, I think the last person I heard that owned the Flip Wilson shows was Magic Johnson. I don't know for sure. But Flip said that he did Geraldine to have it to continually uphold the integrity of the black man. And I said, how so? And he said, and if you looked at his shows, which I've had a chance to do, that the who's who of white America from John Wayne on was on his show. And all of them at one point or another would hit on Geraldine, make a pass at her. We could get.
You just saying her is just out of pocket, my boy. I don't know. That's out of pocket, man. Like Pac was out of pocket. It's a 2-minute clip, but I gotta play it again, man. I gotta let y'all see because I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. The image. These niggas just just making rappers. You know what I'm saying? Because the image, how do they take you from this to being a gangster? Pac was pure in this. Forgive that because Pac is my favorite rapper.
So they teaching that where they learn it. Look at unsafe sex and drugs.
15 years old talking like a 30-year-old.
You could tell if you look at the statistics, they're staggering again, you know. And so I think they're scared because they're realizing that they goofed, they really messed up, and also they fear teenagers are angry. At least this generation seems a little angrier than me and a little bit more rebellious and uninvolved. So they're scared because they're realizing that, you know, what's going to happen when we get all these people empowered. But also just because it's human nature to be scared to watch a child grow up, and you don't want to give him that yet.
Well, what do you see as some of the major differences between being a kid or being an adult?
I was funny. Being a kid, like my little cousin, Hiroji, he's 3, and everything to him is happy. The only thing that makes him unhappy is when things are over, when you turn something off and when the television goes off, when it's time to go to bed, or when he has to come in the house. Everything is over. That's bad, you know. And when you're an adult, when something is over, that's like, it's the opposite, you know. When it's over, is good, you know. You just, oh, I'm off work, it's over, you know. Vacation, it's over. Oh, God, she's out of the house. My children in college, it's over. Oh my God. And so it's that difference. And children see things so great. If the world can, what happens is that adults complicate things and children don't. As simple as this, the sky is blue. And adults, when they go, the sky is blue. Why is it blue? Because birds and bees and everything wasn't meant to be analyzed. And that's where a lot of problems came in, I think. And that's where I think kids are happier. Kids are definitely happier and more relaxed than adults.
Do you think if parents or adults had happier childhoods, they would be better off when they grow up? I mean, like a lot of people say, if you have a troubled childhood, you lack self-esteem when you grow up.
No, actually, I think it's, well, okay, from my mother's point, well, if you grew up happy, too happy, you know, like in fairy tale land, not fairy tale, I mean, if you grew up where, you know, every Christmas you got a present and every birthday you got a present and every holiday was a holiday and everything was peachy, your parents took care of everything and you just grew up. I don't think that prepares you for the world. You know, my mother had a really bad childhood and my father had a bad childhood and I had a bad childhood, but I love my childhood. Even though it was bad, I love it. I feel like it's taught me so much.
That's deep.
And I feel like nothing can faze me. You know, nothing in this world.
Love this dude, man. Word. Pac, even though I do this and I troll and shit, but Pac, man, 17 years old, man. Some of y'all got kids that's fucking 27 years old, ain't this wise.
Nothing can surprise me. It might set me back.
That's why. How do you go from that to this? Because they manufacture that. And I have an interview with Tupac, and he tells you how they manufactured him to be this. You know what I'm saying? And he understood that this is the way I get respect. In his world, this is how he got it. You feel me? So thus, you have that Pac. Even though he started out as an actor, doing shit with Digital Underground and all that, this is how he died. Angry, and he explains that too. I mean, I pay attention to all the Pac interviews, man, and this shit is deep.
Back, but only momentarily, only to spring back, and I think it's helped me to learn.
Free. Pac was like Prince. Yeah, a lot of niggas say that Prince was fruity and shit like that, but Prince is free.
It really did help me to learn, and since my mother had a bad childhood, she knows the importance.
Zesty Pac. Oh my God.
To being honest.
These comments in here on this video that we're watching, they going off on him. It says Tupac.
If you have a happy childhood, you tend to want your child to have a happy childhood.
This is the purest form of him. Come on, this is what you. This was really Tupac, who he was. This was not who he. This is who he became. You know what I'm saying? But that Pac that we watching and this Pac, that was Pac. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I tell y'all all the time, I don't know what video he was going to do with this shit on, but he went from this to that.
So you tend to want to keep the bad things out, and I don't think that's good because you don't prepare them for the world.
So basically, you have to be realistic with your kids.
Right,
If
you
there's
definitely have to
something
be
wrong out there,
realistic.
You have to let them know
You should
this
tell
is
them.
wrong.
But don't get the wrong idea. I feel like I'm being gloomy. I don't mean just be like, damn it, it's bad out there. But I mean, when the good things come, and they are going to come, and everybody knows that good things are going to come, and you're going to see them for yourself. You're going to see if they're good. But it's harder to see the bad things, and everybody wants to shield the bad things, and that's where it gets complicated and it gets real rotten. That's when everybody gets surprised and, oh my God, I'm committing suicide. That's too much, overwhelming. If you know about it, it won't be so overwhelming. You know, so that's what I think about that.
How do you keep so positive? You say that you had a problem childhood, but yet you seem like you've gotten above that.
Is that, you know, like if you're lost, if you are lost in the wilderness and you have a guide, then it's not like being lost. It's like learning new things as you go through. So when you finally get through, you forgot where you were going to. You just want to talk about the path that you just went. And that's how
the hand movements for me, y'all. I'm just saying that's all it was for me. I'm a little bit, you know, my meter is up a little bit.
You forgot where you were going to. You just want to talk about the path that you just went. And that's how I feel. Like life, my childhood was just totally lost at first because, okay, I got to go to the beginning. My mother was a Black Panther, and she was really involved in the movement, you know, just Black people bettering themselves and things like that. My father was a hustler, street hustler, you know. I think he, you know, sold drugs and everything. And how did they get together is beyond me, but he just saw her as a woman doing something and like, you know. But so my mother and father both had bad childhoods. And I never knew who my father was. I met him, but he died, and that was horrible, but got over that. My mother it's like she actually did take me through life. You know, when I discovered some, first I rebelled against.
He was 17, y'all.
Because she was in the movement, and we never spent time together because she was always speaking and going to colleges and everything. And then after that was over, it was more time spent with me, and we were both just like, you're my mother, and she was like, you're my son, and what do we do? So then she was really close with me and really strict almost. But now I can see how it paid off because, like, I could talk to my mother about drugs. I could talk to my mother about sex.
Copy. Kamalisa.
Anything. I can ask her anything and bring it up, and she'll go, okay, well, this is do. And I can say, Ma, I'm really curious about this drug. And she'll go, I did it, and this is what happened, and I don't think you should.
I mean, do you think other kids can talk to their parents as easily as you can to yours?
No, I don't think so. Because I speak to them, and they're baffled. They're like, my friends can call my mother.
The hair, I'm not saying that. I know I said earlier, everybody that got one of those blonde tops, you know what I'm saying? You got to be concerned about them. Because honestly, I mean, if you at home right now and you looking at this show and you got a blonde top, go knock yourself off, all right? Please, don't hit the like button, okay? If you got a blonde top on top of your head, knock yourself off. Don't hit the like button. Don't pass go, all right? This shit right here,
Mother by first name. That's a small thing, but it's a big thing to them because they could just come in the house and go, how you doing, Faye? And this is what happened at school. Because he speaks to them.
But all troll bullshit aside, we want to know, was this manufactured for real? Did Pac manufacture this shit, this look, Just, you know what I'm saying, for itself? Did he say doing this, like what Dre was doing with World Class Wrecking Crew, it wasn't working, running with Digital Underground. They was doing party shit like this. This was partying time. I mean, it wasn't zesty. It was party. And plus, the pubic hair is crazy. Hold the fuck up. That's wild. Share this video right quick, right? Double tap the screen, get the likes up. We're going to put another question up in the poll.
She gives teenagers the respect they deserve unless they show that they're not worthy of that respect. And they like that. They really do like that. And they react well. That's why I have that philosophy about respect. Because my mother...
This man was like, they say a prophet. I can't say a prophet. I'm going to say a very, very wise young kid.
She's totally brilliant, totally understanding and caring. And she's human. I mean, she has mistakes and we have our little tists, but I understand them so much. I mean,
respectfully, if you sitting around this show and you watching this, we on YouTube now. My name is Mac Me. True story. All stories ain't true, but this one is. Double tap the screen, get the likes up. If you're in here from the vertical feed, we all over the place, as y'all know. You know what I'm saying? We just want to figure out how Pac go from this to this. You know what I'm saying? Was it manufactured and is that what they do in the game? You know what I mean? Cash them out with them funky ass insurance policies. You know, never let them eat off their own publishing. Wine and dine them like they fucking, you know, like they girlfriend and shit, like how Puffy was doing to all these niggas. Giving them the clothes and stuff, or no clothes, and then robbing them. Taking their legacy, which is their work, their music. These niggas, I mean, some of these niggas today can't do a blog and play their own music. You want to know why? Because their video gonna get struck for playing their own shit. They don't own their publishing.
She'll be wrong a lot, and we can talk about it. So, but a lot of kids can't talk to their parents about drugs because their parents don't trust them to make the decision. So they make the decision for them. And a lot of kids can't talk to their parents about sex because they don't trust them. They think, oh, he's talking about sex, he's out there doing it. So they don't trust them in that, you know? So plus their parents are just like beat red as soon as you bring up the word fornication. But my mother's totally just, I was scared at first, but I just brought it up one day and we spent hours talking about drugs, sex, and society, and 60s and 70s and 30s and everything. And we just get along really good.
So you consider her like a good friend?
Yeah, a really good friend. But she's still my mother. I mean, I still, like last night I came home at 2:30 and she went, you can't come home that.
I had an interview with Tupac in 1988 when he was 17 years old.
Late anymore. Like,
before all the other shit, before the Thug Life shit.
I guess the weekend. We had an argument about that. But also it's things that, you know.
Wags Dog. And Monster Mo, I see Monster Mo's up in. Yo, you know, me and Monster Mo, we got jokes. But this is not funny. Meek Mill. This is not funny. We do got jokes. This is actually a violation. This is a violation. You want to know why? Because Mo, what if he had to take a doodle? What was he going to do? Was he posing? Anyway, fuck him.
You know, like, I mean, we talk about things. You know, do you think you should?
Bitch ass nigga. All of a sudden, Diddy in hot water. Now Meek Mill want to get low. Yo, get the likes up, please, man. Meek Mill want to get low now that Diddy's in hot water. Ain't that some shit? That nigga said the other day, yo, I'll give anybody $100,000. You know, if you find out who's launching these allegations against me, my man, a picture is worth 10 million words. And that picture right there, and them tattoos and that dog chain around your fucking neck, nigga, you ain't what, Rough Riders? DMX is dead. Who the fuck told you to put that thing around your neck? Buddy, we gonna get back to that.
You should be punished, and I explained it to her.
That's Meek, Sandra.
No, if money was...
allegedly, that's Meek. I don't know who the fuck it is. If it ain't Meek Mill, man, listen, do not sign this nigga to no record deal. This guy right here don't even know how to clean up after himself. Look at this man. This is irresponsible to let this out. This is just pure. This is wicked, man. I don't want to be famous, bro. I don't want to be famous, man. I like my zipper being on the right side of the pants, man. You feel me? Real talk. There's nothing against the community. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But this right here is just out of pocket, man. What they doing for these record deals? The fuck is they doing? If it ain't Meek Mill, like I said 1,000 times, let's get a wellness check on this man that's in this photo.
Was nothing. If there was no money and everything
on a camera phone,
thing depended on your moral.
We'll get back to that, man. I want to get to this. I want to see academics troll Freak Mill. He calls him Freak Mill. I call him Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? Some people call him Freak Mill. Some people call him Meek Millie. Some people call him. Hold on, wait a minute. I thought it was finished. When they thought. If y'all still got this nigga on your playlist, man, and this is going to be deadly. This is going to be deadly. If that, let's just say, for instance, that really
once again.
Let's just say, because why is he doing so much? Why is he spending so much? 100 bands is a lot of money, man. Even for a rapper, it's a lot of money. To give a fucking anybody, a private investigator, $100,000 to find out where these rumors are being launched from. Maybe the motherfucker that took these pictures of the allegedly you. Very clean crib. I wonder what they mopped their floor with. I wonder what the fuck they mopped their floor with. And he bought his cell phone in that cage. You should have bought the key to the lock. Oops, there's no lock on the cage, y'all. Oh, God. I don't know why so many of y'all around here watching me show this picture to y'all, but that's your man. It's not my favorite rapper.
He just offered me some free money. Meek says, I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to the Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering this media involving Meek. Anything to do.
Meek challenges Mickey Mouse. Just try to throw the blame at everybody else. Boy, no way.
Buddy, something's not right. The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talk about the business side. Somebody's powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for.
That's why you never get into an argument with a nerd ass nigga on the computer, bro. Like me, I don't know what pressure y'all get at me, but I'll fuck your life up on this internet. You know what I'm saying? And don't. I'm not talking about the Diddy surveillance video in front of his cell dancing to every step I take, every move I.
Seems like yesterday I had lots of dough. I got Biggie shot and nobody know. Shoot the club up, pass the gun to J-Lo.
A thorough investigation of who's powering and how exactly my name is connected to this.
Y'all enabled me to do this. I came out talking about stories about jail, about how to make a good fucking sandwich on a light bulb when you lock down in the box. You know, y'all wanted to go down this road.
Meek, just transfer me the $100,000. I got you, brother. I'm gonna show you exactly right here. This is how.
Motherfucker!
I'm gonna give you.
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this
all the
shit?
Proof in like 5 minutes, so we're gonna get back to this Dove case. All right. Here's all the proof right here. This is how you got connected to it. Nobody's funded it. Put it like this, Meek, you couldn't get a $100,000 contract for a record deal right now. Trust me, nobody's wasting $100,000 or more to fund media to make up some shit on you, okay? And by the way, here's the thing, too. People just think it's funny. Yo, how has this nigga really been alive for like 40 years, been using the internet for 20 years, and still don't get it? Like, still don't get this shit is like ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Meek Mill, Pool Daddy. This is how, bro. If these videos didn't exist,
man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
My first thought was simple.
Come on, chat. Come on, chat.
Scrambling and scraping.
Now, Meek, I know you're not the sharpest knife in the tool set, but if you weren't looking exhausted in the pool,
damn,
look like you may have, you know what I mean? Look like you were exhausted after slipping and sliding on baby oil. You look like you just went through.
Man, got a wild imagination, yo.
A marathon, possible freak off. If you weren't looking like this with a nigga complimenting you, calling you daddy, saying you deserve it, all while you're shirtless and looking so, you look.
Tupac part look like a butt crack. Oh,
like just worn out, and you're responding to a nigga calling you daddy.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
I appreciate it. I love you too. Now that's one. Now, here's the next thing.
All right.
What
the fuck? Yuck Mouth was just talking about how fast this nigga was typing. Oh, hell no.
Here's the next thing. If you didn't realize it was,
I would not believe it if I didn't see it for myself. I can't make my fingers do that and randomly just on the table by itself.
Probably a good time to go home and change. When you and Diddy had matching shirts and matching drawers, and y'all took a picture with a midget in a public event, all while you were leaning in like a proud side chick.
Dan dressed exactly alike. This is crazy, bro. I'm telling you, man, most dudes won't do this with their girlfriend.
We wouldn't have nothing to say. And by the way, again, ain't nobody even think, well, I don't really think you're gay. I just think this is funny as shit. I think it's funny as shit. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to play that little audio because I think that audio is fake. I don't know. You know the audio like, yeah, I'm not.
That audio. Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, the other things that just don't make you look that good.
How the fuck is he typing that fast?
When you were shopping, I think it's still up there. When you were shopping accidentally for vibrating panties, which people would say are freak.
This is the part when we exit left, man. What the fuck is Academics doing, man? AKA Fedademics. Back to Dame Dash, man. Double tap the screen. Get the likes up, man. Hope you're enjoying the show. Subscribe to the channel. And subscribe to my other channel too. Mac Mean True Story. Oh, that's this channel. Mac Mean TSTV. True Story TV. Rip Shot Sutton. This nigga a straight nerd. AKA Fedademics. Salute to him. Bro. I don't want to time nobody out. You can troll all you want in the chat. Just no repetitive shit. You know? All caps might get shot. Stuff like that. Regular. All right, let's get to this Dame Dash interview. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to school myself right now. I'm trying to school myself. He just dropped this earlier.
In world in these days, it's very easy to say that's not true. You know, I wasn't at that party. I didn't do what they said I did. And, you know.
Nobody coming to Puffy rescue, man. Ain't nobody speaking up for Boy.
I remember when I would ask Jay, yo, well, how come they keep saying we beefing? And how come you don't say nothing about it? He'd be like, I don't want to bring no fuel to it. Nah, that brought all the fuel to it. So being silent is sometimes the loudest thing in the world. So I believe if the things aren't true, because I hear the stuff that Jaguar says, and she be on like 10 toes down, like not allegedly. And I've been sued for not saying allegedly. That's why I got this problem I have now with this judgment. I have been sued for not saying allegedly. So the things she's saying, and she'd be like, no allegedly, like no Diddy pause, or like, you know, like, you know, they'd be like, no allegedly. I would think that they could shut that down. So I'm curious. Now, I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm saying, yo, well, how come when I say the littlest shit, like I got sued again by that, again, I don't want to get sued, right? Because they take anything, but Josh Weber, that the dude that's pretending he directed a movie I directed based on my personal account, sued me in LA again for $4 million for a interview I did with Earn Your Leisure where I didn't even say his name. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful. So I know, like, you can get sued for nothing. So I'm like, yo, how come nobody's suing these people? Why won't they just say no? Like, you know, I'm not calling out no names, but we all know that the shit they're saying is nuts. Pause. It's so that I can't even, it's nuts. And not just for Homeboy, for everybody. So I'm hoping the stuff I'm hearing isn't gonna happen. I'm hoping that the stuff I'm hearing isn't true. I don't want anybody to be that dark. I don't want another blow for hip hop. You know,
it's a fact. No, Meek Mill can't. Nobody checking for Meek Mill music. Let's keep it real.
And I'm just trying to figure out. You know, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to know who was at the parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone was there. You know, I'm not going to even hold you. Like, I can't pretend I don't want to know. But I'm saying, like, DiCaprio, and I can tell you stories about that dude later or at another time. But he came out and was like, yo, I don't, you know, he said something. He did say something. His press, whatever they wanted him to say, he had a statement. So I want to know why there's no statement from all these, like, the shit they saying is unbelievable. It's crazy. It's nuts. Pause. And I've never seen, like, my legacy has never been compromised in that way, where people are making, you know, the cartoons. You see, there's this like dark cartoon that'd be on. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Just the fact that it's being said, it's the same thing. Like, I'm sure people want to know between me and Homeboy, yo, why are y'all beefing? He's never explained that. He's never said like any of those things. So I just think in this day and age, based on the accusations that happened, not just him, everybody should just, you know, I did. When they said that those parties with me and Aaliyah and Jennifer Lopez, yeah, bro, I was at a party with Aaliyah, Jennifer Lopez is on the pillow, Natani's on the pillow. I'm going to be on that pillow. You know what I'm saying? But not next to no dudes. And then I'm out. But I addressed it. You know, I'm transparent. Like, you could ask me any question. Like, I say no, and you could ask me why I said no, and I'll explain it to you. You could challenge me. But at the end of the day, if I'm expecting you to consume the things that I'm doing, my products, I do believe that you deserve a certain degree of honesty. Like, why do we all have to wait? I don't want to wait. Just tell us what happened. Or tell us it didn't happen. Say something. Not just y'all, anyone that's being accused of that shit, bro, because we definitely want to know. The whole world wants to know. But when people start resigning and people start erasing their Twitters, then it just starts to look suspicious, and, you know, it makes people ask questions.
Yeah, let's go back to the work for hire. And how you feel about people saying that you always talk about Jay?
Well, let me answer it like this. To me, whoever is saying that I'm talking about Jay, I guarantee you that person talks about Jay way more than I do. And I think anyone that says that is dumb, because Jay and Biggs took me to court, and I'm in an active, like, you know, situation based on us having to go to court. So I have no choice but to talk about these things. And when someone messes up 50 grand of your money, you probably talk about it. Can you imagine the man messing up 40 million when he messes up my Rockaware deal? Because he wants to make an announcement that he's no longer a part of Rockaware, but the minute, because he devalued the company, that I sell my interest to invest in Rachel Roy, he comes back to the company. Like, that was $40 million that I was gonna get paid. Like, I don't see why. Like, if I could get in front of Jay right now, there'd be some questions I would ask, right? And again, for all of those people that are like, yo, why are you talking about him? Why the fuck? I talk about a lot of things, but this in particular, this dude's been fucking with my money intentionally. And he has a whole crew of people that go to funny parties that are fucking with me too, like a Steve Stout, a Leo Cohen, you know, those kind of guys. So that's why. And because y'all being misled, because you only read headlines, and sometimes you sound very not intelligent based on how you perceive the headlines, I want to make sure y'all don't look and sound stupid. And I know that for everybody that defends homeboy at the barbershop and been arguing on his behalf, y'all looking shaky right now. So of course you're gonna say something. So that's why a Steve Stout has to go and wave a flag for another cat. Because he's been the biggest promoter of that cat. And if that cat isn't exactly what he says he is, then he's
Dame slapped the shit out of Steve Stout too.
gonna look like a pussy. And no one's gonna fuck with him. So, you know, as it relates to that, if I could get in front of Jay, because I can't get in front of him, pause. I would, number one, because I know him, I'd be like, yo, you was at them, what they saying? Like, why you was with homeboy? I would want to know. You know? And then I would say, yo, why did you sue me, bro? I just want to know. Like, if I'm asking because I want him to hear me. This is a direct message to you, Jay and Biggs. How y'all could take me to court and say that I'm trying to sell something that I wasn't? Like, I still feel bad and stupid that we're in this. Is so corny that I'm a part of this. And as y'all see, like, look what the question marks. Everything that people are wondering, I'm wondering as well, but that's what I'm up against. Y'all looking at this game. I'm in the game. These are the people that are directly trying to talk about me in court. They're not even happening.
Did my boy Dame bad, man. Did Dame bad. But that's the music game. Spearheaded by one, Zesty Combs. Tell me this nigga ain't Zesty.
I saw like the people behind the scenes and I was like, that's maybe something that I wanted to do. So I started like asking questions and getting information.
How did he go from this to that? You know what I'm saying? This is an interesting show today, man. Motherfucker, Zesty is a bottle of wishbone salad dressing. Stop playing.
And so he hooked up a meeting with me and Andre Harrell, and I just basically asked if I was told him I'd do anything.
Go back to these old interviews that show you so much more. This is pure, because they couldn't hide from themselves back then.
I worked for free. But the catch was that I was in school.
This is before the BBLs, the body work, the fake teeth that make everybody look, you know what I'm saying, have the same smile.
I was in college at Howard University in DC. And they said that I could work for 2 days, Thursday and Friday. So
plastic surgery.
I had to take the train. I had to leave school. So I played hooky from school. And I was taking parties.
When that turned Kim out on that plastic surgery, I heard that shit is addictive like tattoos.
And 18 in.
I understand, but why you make her go get that plastic surgery? Got her out here looking like the cowardly lion and shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Blanca from Street Fighter. Yo, who Lil' Kim look like? She been real quiet too, right? Ain't nobody speaking up for Diddy. They getting away. Everybody was at them parties on them tour buses following them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Kim had guns all up in the car following behind tour bus. We got video of that shit too. Who she look like, yo? She like the cowardly lion from man, plastic surgery addicts all end up looking the same. Damn, man. Look like Diddy hit her over the face with that vase. The first Cassie. Kim looked better before the surgery. And I thought she was darker than that too. She's completely just Tony the Tiger. Man said Thundercats. Oh shit, she looked like what's his name? Lino? Man, damn, man. Shit. No, she like the dude from she look like what was that dude name from Saw? What was his name? Damn, what was his name? Jigsaw. Bitch look like Jigsaw. Bitch like the The Vendetta. You remember V for Vendetta? She got that going on. Word. She like her cheeks do push-ups. Kim fucked her face up, man. I used to be in Attica beating. Nah, I wasn't doing that. Not to the hardcore cover. Some people was doing that. Wasn't me. Wasn't me beating off in my cell to the hardcore cover, listening to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not me. But now she like the Cowardly Lion. Chitara. Shit. Damn, man. Looked like her chin was doing dips. The fuck happened to Kim face? All right, let's get back to this.
And so I was like, you know, like one of the youngest executives out. And then
Man, you born me that, bro. This nigga's sneaky. He can give me them sneaky ass vibes. Oh, sneaky ass. No daddy. Okay. Last clip I'm gonna show y'all. And this is Tupac in the studio.
You doing, you gold mouth motherfucker? Do it again, man. This nigga turning the lights off and shit.
Blackout.
Yeah, you gold mouth.
Uncle. Tupac, you got to play ball. Yeah, I ain't got no.
Check it out. Is it money, you women, the funny beginnings, tragic endings? I can make a million and still not get enough for spending. It's just my life is based on sinning. I'm hell-bound. Rather be buried than be worried, living hell down. My game plan to be trained in military mind of a thug lord sitting in the cemetery crying. I've been lost since my adolescent, calling to Jesus, balling as a youngster. Wondering if you see this young black males, crack sales, got me 3 stripes, living in jail. This is hell in the knees. I wonder when we all pass. Is anybody listening? Got my hands on my semi-shotty. Everybody's listening, please, God, can you understand me? Bless my family, God us all. Before we fall into insanity, I make it a point to make my beat bump and roll.
Let me get the drink, man, because he making me high from the motherfucker.
Oh, man, that shit feeling, huh? We get another cat. Check it out. Is it money, you women, the fun?
That nigga Pac was deadly, bro. That's that Gemini shit right there.
Beginning strategy, I can make a million and still not get enough of single. If my life is based on sinning, I'm hell-bound. Rather be up to bad. Hell-down. My game plan to be trained in military mind of a thug lord sitting in the cemetery crying. I've been lost since my adolescence, holding position, rolling as a youngster, wondering if you see this young black male crack sale got me 3 stripes, living in jail. This hell in the knees now. Wondering we all pass. Is anybody listening? Got my hands on my semi-shot. Everybody's listening, please, God, you understand me? That's my family. Got us all before we fall into insanity. I get a point to make my people and all life. Drop some shit. Daddy, stupid bitches go tight. Go. Niggas wanna get on. I got some niggas in my shit that make they motherfucking go tight.
The people everyone. Anybody got that bitch in you with some like bad boy with gun. But just eat fun. Black man, the moment Friday breathe. Soldier from Jungle never did bad with that. Give me all when I'm on one.
Oh my fucking God! This is going to black it out. Oh my God! You motherfucker!
Yeah. He said, "Put a condom on your tongue, lick it till I."
Put a condom on your tongue and lick it till it comes crazy. All right, let's just, I said that was my last clip, but it's not. I forgot that I wanted to finish seeing the end of this Tupac joint. Couple more minutes left on this, man. I just did, I like all troll bullshit to the side. I just find it amazing that he was 17 years old, was spitting this much wisdom. Even though his hand movements is a little zesty or whatever, I just feel that you charge it to him being young and coming from a cultured mother.
We just didn't have money and we didn't have the things like that. So that's the only bad thing.
That's a fact. One Nation, that was Smith and Wesson King.
Poverty. If I hated anything, it'd be that.
What do you think is one of the most important things that your mother taught you?
My mother taught me 3 things: respect, knowledge, search for knowledge. It's an eternal journey. That's like my haircut, the line, 360 degrees, find knowledge, always. And she taught me to not be quiet, to, if there's something in my mind, speak it. That's what God, that was the breath. She always taught, but also to listen. And she told me this little joke that God gave you 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to speak. 2 ears and 1 mouth, common sense. 1 mouth, you should speak, but you should also listen. And that's where the knowledge comes from, listening. And once you get the knowledge, then you can speak and it helps you. So she taught me respect, knowledge, and understanding, mostly, just listen about it.
Do you think more parents should listen to their kids more?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Definitely. But not being a yup parent, like yup people, just not being, oh, yes, dear, I understand. Yes, you can go to the party. That doesn't help. Those produce even worse kids because it produces ambitious but unready children, and those where our martyrs come from, So I think they should listen, but analyze what they're saying. Just don't push them through the path and don't hold them from going to the path, but help them through the path. That's what I think should happen.
Right. Well, how do you think you're most like your mom?
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant, totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And he let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving people.
King Troll out there going crazy.
And we had enough people, so
30 second wars.
Like, since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespectful.
I gotta multitask.
And I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, So I quit. And he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural. That's arrogance at the top. That's, I think, I'm most like my mother. And she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant. And you should see us when we get in our little attitude moods. It's like husband and wife, or it's brother and sister, but it's father, mother, and it's really father, mother, and son. She's my father and mother. So, yeah, we getting out tips and everything, but it's good.
That's a great story.
That's why my pizza took so long.
It was me, I admit it.
Okay, well, you were saying how much you like her. How are you most unlike her?
I'm most unlike my mother.
Now, I've showed you about 5 different versions of Pac, and I said I was going to get off of this, but I'm not. Because this one was, you know what struck me, what stuck out to me in this? This was on Venice Beach, right? Look at all the niggas behind him.
Yeah.
And when you were in Baltimore, you were in a school of the performing arts.
Yes.
How come you didn't enroll in one when you came to California?
I couldn't find one. When I came to California, and I was broke, so I had to go to a regular high school.
But you eventually dropped out, right?
Yeah, sure did. I didn't have enough credits. Like, everybody was about to graduate. I went into the 12th grade, about to graduate, everything. Right before I was about to graduate, they was like, you got to come back next year and get a health credit and a physical education credit. And I was like, oh, hell no. I had just barely made it out with money coming to school and lunch money and all that. I said, I got to get paid. I got to find a way to make a living. So I
We
dropped.
all letting them rest in peace. You know what I mean? We keeping them alive. We keeping this thing alive. We celebrating Pac right now.
Out, knowing that I would have graduated, it wasn't no big thing. Not to say that y'all shouldn't graduate, but for me at that particular time, it was more important.
Tupac was an icon for people, man. And then, that God don't want people worshiping icons. Once you take the lessons that they give, you know what I'm saying, and run with it. But when you worship that person, God might take them. I'm keeping it real. You start worshiping somebody, God might take them. You ever heard of the 27 Club? Juice WRLD went with it. Oh, how many? We went through this a couple weeks ago. How many artists died before they was 27? Come on.
We begin today's show here in New York
Let's
City, where
keep it a dawa.
Tell me.
Two jobs that's almost guaranteeing you going to get attempt on your life. That's the president and the rapper.
But that job, I lasted about a month. Then I worked as the guy that packs your bags in the supermarket for about, 2 weeks. And the dude kept catching me writing raps by the time clock. I used to be like, I'm gonna write for
Instead
her.
of loading people's groceries.
She can carry her own shit. So
Did it ever occur to you that you might be able to get scholarships to go to college?
It's a fact, man. It's deep. Shit good deep.
Or was that just
I
not
always
even an
wanted to go
issue?
to college, but I wanted to go to college and be comfortable. Like how people, I don't know, this might be presumptuous, but I know a lot of people that are in college, they have their lives already okay. You know what I mean? Like someone's paying for them to go to college. They have somewhere to live. They have somewhere to live while they're going to college. They get money, all that. Somebody can pay their tuition and all of that. I don't have that. Until I can have that, I can't go to college, even though I want to, because that type of shit, that turned me on.
With all the encouragement that you got in Baltimore at the High School of Performing Arts for your acting, did it ever occur to you to come out to California and be a professional actor here when your mom moved out here?
Nah, that was the last thing on my mind. I came to California, I was broke, nowhere to stay.
What do you mean nowhere to stay?
I didn't have anywhere to stay. I was staying with a friend of a friend of a friend of my mother.
Why weren't you staying with your mother?
Because she was in Baltimore. We didn't have any lights and electricity. We was about to get evicted, so she sent me first. How mothers do. Protect the young. So I went out there broke. I wasn't even thinking about acting. I was just thinking about surviving. But such is life. I ended up doing it. What I love the most, I ended up doing both of those things.
During that time when you went to California, your mother was in Baltimore. Is that when she was a crack addict?
No, she was addicted to crack when I was in California. First week in California. What's up? All right, what's happening?
And what was that like to have a mother who was addicted to crack?
I love my mom. She the bomb to me. So
I know
love
she is
all her
now,
mistakes.
but what about then?
It was hard. It was hard because she was my hero.
Did you ever have any temptation with crack?
Never ever, never. My father died like that. But the man that I knew was my father. The man that I knew died. The man that I knew was my father. He died with cocaine. So it was never my thing.
And why do you think that your mother had that time of weakness with crack?
Everything was just going bad for her. It's harder for a woman to raise a family than it is for a man. Oh, yes. All day.
Man, they took him too early.
What you think? A little bit of me? Tip it to the side or something?
Rest in peace, Tupac. The mighty Tupac Shakur, man. For real, man. He probably influenced many thugs to turn to God. Probably so. Like Cube said, filled the prisons. Pac, big and easy, had one job: rap hard and die. Make gangster rap prolific and their names immortal. Pac prayed for the people all the time in his music. It's a fact. Tavon responds to Maisie Sunshine. I don't idol worship or put any humans above myself, and especially God, as it should be. As it should be. God first. Yeah, he did. He did share that knowledge freely, man. Pac was a free. I don't know, man. He was one of the ones that was free to me. You know what I'm saying? I love trolling and shit, but rest in peace to Tupac, man. Rawest Gemini motherfucker anywhere. All right. Salute to everybody pulling up today. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get off of this. I'm 10 minutes past my time. You know what I'm saying? All right. And question of the night, man. Y'all
For real.
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
Cold world out here. Cold shit going on. You know what I'm saying? All right. Jesus Christ. Let me read some more comments. Aki the MC. Okay. Nipsey is what Snoop Dogg wish he was. Pac was a prophet. I understand what you're saying, Barbara. Even though you spelled it wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's Prophet. I know I'm being petty, but Kiwana, salute. Salute to everybody that's new to the channel. Salute to everybody that pulled up today. Double tap the screen on the way out the door. It's your boy. Your boy. Your boy. Mac Mean. That's me. That's me, Mac Mean. True story, all stories ain't true. But y'all know how I go. This one is.